Yes, we are currently live on YouTube. I am live on YouTube now, and I'm looking forward to get more people to join us from our subscribers and followers. If you are on TikTok, I am welcoming you to my live. I told you guys that I am going to be taking this broadcasting seriously. Um, Very, very important. I do hope that you guys will join me today as we discuss this very, very important matter. Today has nothing to do with VDM. It has to do with Nigerian government. And that is what I'm going to do, because a lot of you guys believe that the reason why I opened this page was because of Very Dark Man. No, please don't get it twisted. I did what I had to do because something need to be corrected, and that is what I did. And if there's any need to go back into VDM matter again, I will go back and dig on it. But for now, we want to discuss about the Senate president and the allegation of harassment, bullying in the Senate House. Before we go, I want you to remember who Akpabio is. Who is Akpabio in the Senate House? What does Akpabio represent in Nigerian politics? Akpabio was twice governor of Akwa Ibom State or River. Yeah, actually, yeah, Akwa Ibom State, twice a governor there. And then I remember that Akpabio was also faced with a lot of corruption before this government came into place and basically made him the Senate president. I want to tell you something, that there are truth in what I am hearing from Natasha Akpoti. We are still waiting for Akpabio to speak. Akpabio looted NDDC. As a matter of fact, I've got a video that I'm going to show to you guys today. You remember when one guy called Pedro came on the Senate House, and the guy was like this. The guy that was doing like this on the Senate House, that guy came to defend Akpabio because they looted Niger Delta's money. And the guy came to defend Akpabio. Up to today, the case of that guy was never heard of. That was the guy that took 1.5 billion from NDDC money for his own COVID. And when that guy was performing that magic in the Senate House, Akpabio was basically pushing him to do it better. Akpabio was calling people, help him, he's choking, help him, help him, help him. The video is there. Shortly before Akpabio get elected into the Senate House again, Akpabio was under EFCC investigation. All of that investigation has been thrown into trash. Akpabio has never stand for any woman in Nigeria. Akpabio is completely, if you want to know who Akpabio is, all you need to do, Google is your friend, just Google Akpabio antecedent. Akpabio is completely anti-people. Akpabio is not just Akpabio that believe in fairness. Akpabio is a greedy and a looter. And I believe this woman, that what Senator Natasha Akpoti was saying, it is true. If you remember last year, Akpabio told this woman to get out, that this is not a clubhouse. And this year again, they have started. There has to be something between this beautiful girl and beautiful senator, an intelligent woman, and versus Akpabio. And also a marriage woman. She's married. She's married to a very, very influential guy from Niger Delta. And Akpabio was making advances on her, and she rejected it. And she constantly tried to contain Akpabio. And today, Akpabio has gone out all his way to frustrate this lady. This woman was almost crying today on a national TV. And I want you guys to know that when things happen like this, your voices matter. Your voice matter. And that is why I am inviting TikTok family to begin to share this live now. Share it, tag Akpabio, tag anyone you need to tag. It is very important because we live on internet age, and in this internet age, fact matter. Your voice matter. And that is why I personally advocate that you know what your voice is. I know what my voice is, and we can all collectively use it together to push for change that matters. Now, before I play the record that the interview that the lady gave today, I want to give you a little background about the story. About last week, this woman came into the Senate House, the Senator Natasha Akpoti, who happened to come from Kogi Central. Senator Natasha Akpoti has been unbelievably one of the best senators in Nigeria. Her work can speak for her. The people of her constituency in Kogi Central are highly proud of her. Senator Natasha Akpoti has been epitome of what a virtue woman is supposed to be. Senator Natasha Akpoti have hold herself of the highest dignity. She has maintained her standard. Last week, she came into the Senate House and her seat was changed, was taken to the back of the ladder, and then she complained. And then she stood up to tender a speech, and the Senate President asked her to sit down. She told the Senate President that she is using her privilege to speak as a senator duly elected by her constituency. The Senate President asked a fellow senator, to throw her out. And the video is out there for all of you guys to see that at one point, people were trying to push her. She remained on her stand and she rendered her speech. At that particular time, Senator Akpabio was reading a phrase that's supposed to suspend her. The lady, the Senator Natasha, I would like to refer to her as Senator Natasha. Forgive me if I mistakenly say the lady. The lady is actually not an insult. Senator Natasha told Senator Akpabio that under the privilege of her seat as a federal senator, if you need to suspend her, you cannot just do it randomly. You will need to take the matter to the Senate Ethics Committee, and then they will decide if they will suspend her. You can't just come on the Senate floor and say you are suspending her. She also told Senator Akpabio, you cannot silence me, and the whole world will hear what happened between us. You cannot silence me. I am elected just like you. And then she made her speech, and Senator Akpabio could not suspend her because the lady read the article that said you cannot suspend a federal sitting senator on a stand. You have to refer her. If you think that she has done anything wrong, you refer her to the Ethics Committee. The Ethics Committee will make the decision to suspend her or not suspend her. On that day, Senator Natasha got her way. She was not suspended. But the trouble is not over. Senator Akpabio vowed that this woman will be removed from the Senate. And I want you to understand what the women in Nigeria are facing when it comes to men misogynist politics. We don't know how many numbers of women senators we have in the Senate, but I don't think they are up to 10. Senator Natasha is one of the vocal voices that have refused to be silent. When Akpabio decided to talk about the matter 2 days ago, Akpabio said this senator need orientation, that this senator was brought in by the court. For that, they need to reintegrate her into the Senate. Don't forget, Senator Akpabio was the one that sworn in this woman when she finally won her case. Governor Bello of Kogi State took this woman's seat and handed over it to somebody else after winning the election. This woman refused to accept. She went to tribunal, she went to court, and she fought ruggedly to reclaim her seat back. When she reclaimed her seat, the ruling party was not happy. They have asked her to join, to decamp from PDP to APC, and she had refused. She said, I am elected on this platform, and so I will be. And her trouble began. Senator Natasha have raised different alarm. Nobody have listened to her. Now, I am inviting everybody that have conscience, that believe in women's right and the power of unity to call out leaders that are inept and wicked in their ways. The allegation level against Senator Akpabio should be, the Senate floor should be removing him as a Senate president. But unfortunately, we live in a country that do not recognize people, that do not recognize the right of women in our nation. And that is why men always make a decision for our women in politics, in workplaces. We do have our voice. And for those of us that believe that women also have a say, we need to stand up for her right now. Now, I will go ahead and play what transpired between them. I'm going to try as much as possible to have a little interjection in it. But I want you to pay close attention to the gross allegation that has been leveled against Senator Akpabio. I know the silence of men in Nigeria is that Senator Akpabio will not respond. But this is serious. This is serious. This is harassment. This is bullying. This is intimidation. And we must call it out for what it is. Senator Akpabio has been epitome of corruption in Nigeria. APC senators and the people that are urging this senator to continue should rethink their stand. I want you to think about what Senator Akpabio has done in Nigeria that you can remember of as a Senate president. Senator Akpabio has been a stamp, a rubber stamp senator for Tinubu government. No question asked. Senators have stood and they have challenged him that this senator does whatever he wants. He has the backing of the president and the ruling party, and he continued to do abnormality. But I believe we have the power to speak our mind. Even though if we're not going to be heard, we need to speak, and we need to speak loudly. My name is Ben Samuel, and I stand here to speak nothing but the truth about what is going on in my nation called Nigeria. My podcast is open for criticism. It's also open for contribution. I want you to know the people of Nigeria are currently helpless. They are helpless in every way you can think of. Nobody is supporting them. Nobody is listening to them. Nobody is listening to them. It is hard and it's heartbreaking. Today, I want to play it for you, and I want you to listen and listen very carefully. Thank you.
Many people do not know what I'm about to say, but I'm going to speak my own truth. And the Senate President is allowed to counter that. It all started the 8th of December, 2023, which was a day before his birthday and my birthday. We are birthday mates. We were all in Akwa Ibom because he had a big fanfare in the stadium. Myself, my husband, and a few of his close friends, we went to Akwa Ibom. And at first, we were at Ikot Ekpene. We were in his house in Ikot Ekpene. Then we all moved to his house in Uyo, which was about 8 p.m. And he held my hand and said he wanted to show me around his house. My husband was walking behind us, just three of us. We're walking around from room to room. He showed me the beautiful interior. This was done by this, by that, this designer here, he bought this from us. Like, oh, it's beautiful. And then I noticed that he hastened his pace while still holding my hand. And my husband was behind, still on his phone, but he was catching up whenever he could. And then he got to this particular sitting room, and he said, "Do you like my house?" I said, "Of course, sir. Every room, beautiful, nice interior, quality taste." He said, "Now that you're a senator, I'm going to create time for us to come spend quality moments here. You will enjoy it." At that point, I just pulled away, and I was like, I don't really understand what exactly that meant. But then my husband now, when I turned around, I saw my husband was already near me, and the way my husband looked at me and looked at him, I was beginning to wonder, did he hear part of that inciting statements or not? And then the Senate President, too, I saw that he also had that thought, like, did my husband hear the invitation to treat or not? So then the Senate President now said, "By the way, let me show you my chapel." He has a chapel in his house as well. So while we were going to the chapel, we walked in silence and all. So that evening, before we left the Senate President's house at about 11 midnight to the 4 points in Ikot Ekpene, and my husband asked me, "Natasha, what did the Senate President whisper to you? What's he telling you?" I thought, should I tell him that he was speaking about bringing me in here at a special time for us to have a good time? Or should I just kill it there, wrap it as if there was nothing? Because tomorrow was a big day. I know how much my husband adores the Senate President. He loves him as a brother. My husband would do anything to support him. So I told my husband, nothing. I can't remember what I created, but I just gave him some words to mask what was said. When we laid in bed, I laid to my right, and my husband wrapped his arms around me, and he said, "My love, you can't tell me anything. What did the Senate President tell you?" Again, I was like, "Don't you believe me?" I said, "Nothing. Moreover, it's my birthday in a few minutes. Let's just be happy." Then my husband told me he doesn't want to see me travel out of the country alone, and I should not go to the Senate President's house because he has a guest house where many senators do go there, after office to get approvals and all that.
Now, for those of you guys that have heard it, what do you think about this egregious allegation? This is scandal that should be asking, that Nigerians should be asking themselves a question: where are we going in this country? Now, a lot of you guys that know Senator Akpabio is a very promiscuous man. I want to tell you a story. Few years ago, I was in Uyo, and what I am going to tell you now is nothing but the truth. I have the pictures of myself in Uyo. I was in Uyo because one of my friend was working with this guy was the president, the governor of Akwa Ibom State. Akpabio was governor of Akwa Ibom State, and I was in Uyo, and I was at the Meridian Hotel, Uyo. That night we left our hotel because my friend got about a lot of big contract from there in Akwa Ibom. No, this governor was leaving. The last governor that left, Udom, just took over. Governor Udom was basically just being inaugurated, and he won his Senate through tribunal finally. So I was in Uyo at that time, and I traveled with my friend who had a contract in Uyo. Then we went to every evening. We're like expat because we came from the UK, and we're in a hotel. So every evening we'll go to the Meridian Hotel to meet people. And on one night I was there, and Senator Akpabio was there as well. The governor-elect, the governor that just won his seat, was there as well. And I know what took place in that building. I'm not going to lie to you. I know exactly how promiscuous this man is. I tell you something, this is not even exaggerating. There is over 150 girls flown in from all over Nigeria by this man. There was nothing they are celebrating than the victory of Governor Udom at the tribunal. And I saw this man firsthand. It was fun. It was enjoyable. Everybody was having fun. And I'm talking about me now. And for those of you guys that will doubt me, I will go and put some pictures out. Then you will see me in Uyo. You will see my life in Uyo. I knew this man is a careless human being. And nobody in Nigeria can tell you what this senator have actually done as a senator. Now, I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to try to interject. Do you think Natasha could have told the husband? Do you think Natasha should have told the husband immediately? I'm going to welcome our regular here. I want to make it clear to you guys that are joining TikTok. This platform you will enjoy later. Forget about VDM matter that is dragging on so far. I want you to understand my platform will be a platform that you want to come back to when it comes to analyzing politics, talking about something that concerns you. So stop reporting the platform because of one of the story you don't like. Because there might be other things you will like. For those of you guys that have subscribed, I am encouraging you to subscribe to my TikTok. Free media cost money. Independent media cost money and resources. I am encouraging you to subscribe. I think it's about $3.50 monthly, and you have access to all of our information, everything I am doing, and you have a chance to also bring up your topic we can discuss. For those of you guys in America, I think it's about $3.50 or $3 per month to subscribe. People that are dancing on TikTok have subscribers. We are talking about issues that matters to our country. So we deserve to also be supported. I am currently available on iTunes, and most of you guys that will subscribe will have access to all of our podcasts free of charge. Means that whatever we do on this platform will be uploaded on Spotify and also on Apple Play Store. on Apple Store, Apple iTunes, where you can be able to listen to everything that we're doing on this platform on demand as it goes. I have been on Spotify as long as I can remember. I have been on Spotify for the last 3 years. But obviously, uploading video was very hard. But now I have reactivated my account to the highest standard now, and we'll be uploading whatever we do here will be available on iTunes, on Apple Store, on all of the podcasts that you can listen to on demand, and you can hear what we're discussing. Going forward, I want to spend less time on VDM's matter. VDM is completely a distraction to myself, to the mission ahead. I wanted to make it clear that on this platform, we are not afraid to ask any questions. And that is why I have make it and I make my stand clear. We'll be observing VDM movement and see how he goes. We will support him where I need to support him. At the same time, I will challenge him in any narrative I found fit. But VDM is no longer a priority of my platform. I have done everything I'm supposed to do to show to VDM followers and people that adore him that we are not afraid to challenge any norms, anybody. My name is Ben, and I have been doing this for the last 8 years. So please understand what we stand for. In the whole of TikTok, there is no political platform where we talk about matters that concerns Nigeria. People are looking for money, which I know is very important. But we also need a platform where our matter can be discussed in a fair way. And one of those things is being on the side of information, ability for you to decide for yourself what you want to hear and what you don't want to hear. The idea of cancellation is no longer welcome. I have made it clear. Because I know yesterday we had a conversation here till about almost 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. yesterday. And we had a lot of speakers and advice they were giving me. I took it on board. I actually took the advice on board. Chasing VDM and say VDM must do this, VDM must do this will not happen overnight. I believe that people that are wise and are closer to VDM will know where he needs to change so that he can be a better activist, a better representative of himself and the mission he stands for. I could be here all year round shouting VDM that, VDM that. I don't think it will take us anywhere. It will not. Because the people that have made up their mind to be oblivious to reality will not listen to us. Going forward, I want to feature more of these stories. What the government of Nigeria is doing, what the police are doing, what is DSS doing, what the ICPC doing, what is EFCC doing, what are our banking sector doing, what our senators are doing, and what are the responsibilities of our ministers. On this platform, when your case is tender here, we will deliberate on it. We will spend weeks talking about it until the TikTok family can gather enough audience to make sure the attentions of that senators is drawn. I live abroad. That means I can say what I want to say. That means I can challenge what I want to challenge. The law that guides me here is not a law of intimidation. The freedom of information is quite available. So I am asking you to subscribe, support on this platform. Click subscribe button and subscribe to my TikTok family. And then all months you will be available to receive the first invitation when we are live. You will come up to have your say and your contribution, and you have a chance to present any topic you want to discuss about, and we'll come here and dedicate time to discuss it. We are advocating for good governance, freedom of information, ability to think for yourself. Now, let's go back to Senator Akpabio, ladies and gentlemen. The woman say a lot of stuff here. She said that when they were there, the husband was also there. She said Akpabio leaned onto her and said, "How do you like my house?" And she said, "Yes, very nice, good tasting." And Akpabio told her, You can come back here. Now that you are a senator, you can come back here for us to have a good time. In a layman time, that is basically asking her to sleep with him. And that is not the first time Akpabio has done this. That woman rejected it, and Akpabio began to harass her. What comes after will shock you. And before you begin to drag the lady or Senator Natasha, you need to ask yourself, what is the contribution of Akpabio to the Federal Republic? What is Akpabio doing to Federal Republic? Akpabio is not doing nothing. Akpabio looted Akwa Ibom State for 8 years, then become a minister of Niger Delta. Then he looted it. Now he's a Senate president. What is he doing to impact the life of Nigerians? What is Akpabio doing to impact the life of Nigerians? What is he doing? Nothing. The purpose of the Senate is check and balances. They have their independence. It's three arms of government: the federal and the legislative and the local government, the state and the local government. And then we'll also have the federal, the legislative, and also the judiciaries. But Akpabio has wrapped everything around the federal executive. What the president wants is what the president gets. There's zero check and balances. There's no challenge. If Tinubu wants to borrow 10 billion, Akpabio will approve it in a haste. This is very important, guys. These and others we will be discussing. I want to welcome you to my live. Let me bring some people up. The first person I bring up is Sam. Sam, I hope you are listening. Hold on, Sam. Let me just adjust my my screen. All right, so hold on, guys. For those of you guys on YouTube, if you want to join, the invitation to join is rightly on the link here on the comment section. All you need to do is to click on it, and then you'll be live with us to have your say. Hi, Sam. Sanman?
Yeah, Saint-Man. Yeah, I greet you, boss.
Saint-Man, how are you?
Sir. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Did you hear what? Did you hear the allegation that? Did you hear the allegation?
Yes, I watched it. I watched it live on Arise TV this morning. So I was really shocked. You know, in fact, my respect for Akpabio, it ends today. The moment I heard those sexual allegations, you know, because I've been following this man because of the transformation he has done in Akwa Ibom, being known for uncommon transformation. Yes, I think there's a nickname he had for himself, or common transformation governor and all that. So, but having listened to Senator Natasha today, I was really shocked. It's embarrassing. Number 3 man in the country. We saw if it is a developed country like
UK,
Europe or
UK, yeah, it is today that he will resign.
He will be suspended immediately. He will be suspended, and eventually he's gone. He's gone. But because of where we are coming from, because of anything can go, he will still remain, and they will still drag it left and right, and nothing will happen. This is a very serious allegation, a weighty allegation of a sitting Senate president.
And you know, the husband of Natasha is a billionaire, and is a highly influential person in Niger Delta as well. The husband, we know what really happened. And the husband have a lot of respect for Senator Akpabio. And Akpabio disrespect over this woman is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Good afternoon, Logic Man.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ben. Thank you for your good work for coming up and making Nigeria to be aware of this kind of things and the severity of this kind of coming up and making Nigeria to be aware of. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just a little bit of echo is fine.
Okay, so this allegation is a very serious allegation. From the onset, you can tell the way Akpabio spoke to this lady. You will know that he has interest in this lady. He must have said some other things, text message to this lady. From that kind of thing, you can tell that first time they had that argument in the Senate, you will know that this is a man who has made advances at this lady.
Mm-hmm.
And to come to think of it, is sickening. And that's why we as Nigerians, we need to take this case to the topmost place where we have our voice, and our voice must count on this case. Akpabio must be suspended with immediate effect. If we don't speak about this will continue to happen. This is a norm in Nigeria. I can give you instances like today now, Friday, one young girl in Nigeria will go out to look for interview. The person that wants to interview her wants to knock her.
Want to knock him first.
That is the mindset of an average Nigerian. It's sickening. This is not the first time. It's happening every day. It's happening every day. And to talk, this lady is just coming out to talk this one up. If you actually dig details of most ladies, when they tell you what they go through in the hands of all these big guys, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. It's a pandemic in our mental thinking as men in Nigeria. So we need to really speak out and call this guy out. Our voice, all platforms, all social influencers, if you are here, you are hearing our voices. Let's take this very serious. Let's call for this guy to be suspended pending further investigation. It's sickening to see something like this. And you asked the question, if I can remember, and said, was it right for the lady to tell her husband or not? For me personally, I think she should have tell her husband instantly and say, see, this is what this guy is doing. But at the same time, she's trying to keep peace. You know, as a woman, not everything that you face day to day you want to tell your husband.
I think she was well aware of the workplace harassment that goes on. And for her, she wants to maintain, that's what I believe. People can argue about it. I think she wants to maintain an understanding that these are men, this is what they do. I have the ability to resist him. So my blame for Natasha is this. Natasha should have known that this man will not have no for an answer. And Natasha should have spoke to the husband immediately. They go back to the bedroom and said, this is what this man said today. Especially when the husband said, you must not return back to this man's house on your own.
Yeah, but sir, listen, I think the answer today is that the lady mentioned the respect
the husband have for the man.
Senate president, you don't want to like break that relationship, that respect, you know, because when a man's secret is known, forget about the respect will go just the way I said. I lost my respect for Akpabio.
Yeah, because if the husband would have been aware immediately in that house, men can react differently. It could be like, we are no longer attending the party tomorrow, we are going home.
Thank you. So many things can go spoil, you know. So that's why she has to keep it a secret for a while. Definitely she will tell the husband. She will not hide it forever. And if she can come openly like this to say it on national TV, that means she was just keeping low, not to like let the husband know for long. Incomplete.
Stan, go ahead. Stan, are you there?
Yeah, Ben, I greet you.
I greet you. Stan, did you hear the allegation that has been made against Akpabio, the Nigerian Senate president?
Of course. I followed it in Bekete family also, I followed it there. It's unfortunate, this is what our ladies goes through daily in Nigeria, the whole system. I have someone who went to just to go to her school to get some certificate in that school. An elder man who should be about 60-something years, was asking her out before he can release the document. Do you understand? Can you mute this guy? Can you mute this guy is making a
Okay, Sylvester, I'm going to mute you a bit. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate, you understand. And luckily, she just placed a video for me, and I just saw. This is a very elder man.
Exactly what you are talking about.
From your school.
Exactly what you're talking about happened to a young lady in Plateau, in somewhere, I think in Adamawa. And then the young lady reached out to me and told me about it. And then I got in touch with the lecturer because the lecturer refused to bring. There's one last document that the girl need to collect for clearance. Hold on. I think I can hear an echo from somewhere. There's one last document that the lady need to collect. The lecturer refused to hand over these, and the lecturer make it clear to her that you've been in this school for this or so years and you never give it to me. You need to collect it before he can release it. Now, when I got in touch with the lecturer, this is what I did. I told the lecturer, between me and you, I am calling from the UK. I want you to release that document now. And I'm not calling you again.
Yeah.
I told this lecturer that the lady will come to your office on this also days and you will release it. The lecturer ended up releasing it. And the lady told me she has reported this man to so many other senior lecturer and nobody did anything about it. They didn't do anything about it. This is Nigeria for you. Our women need to be protected. Our women need to be protected. Unfortunately, the police in Nigeria are compromised. If a woman go to the police now and said, I have been forcefully touched when I went to visit this guy, the first thing the police will ask the lady will be what? What did you want to do there?
It's crazy.
Yet, this is what they will say. What did you want to do at his house? Now, this to visit his house is not a problem. To have a friendship with a man is not a problem. But to be forced to do what you don't want to do is the problem.
It's the problem, yeah.
And unfortunately, we have a society that basically celebrates misogynist and bad behavior towards women. And unfortunately, some of our women are so naive that sometimes they participated and encourage it. I expect every woman in Nigeria to stand up now, even if the allegation happen not to be what it is. They need to stand up for this man to explain himself.
Of course. Nigeria need to speak out. Yeah, let me continue, on adding of Akpabio's
Go ahead.
case. Like, if I should say, I think, let me just say something or ask question. If Akpabio allows Natasha to move emotion, do you think that she would have came up with this case?
No, because it would have been, the maturity is there. So you advance to a woman, she said no, and you move on. You continue doing There's no problem in advancing. I'm making an advance to her, even though I know it's unethical. But taking it against her that she must agree is the problem I'm having here.
Yes. Because we have to think it the other way around, because this is something that affects a married woman. Because for me, I believe that a lot of married women goes through this, and many of them accept. Okay, like I was saying, had it been Natasha accept that man, Akpabio, and they continue the relationship, why being known that she's married? Why Akpabio being known that this woman is married to my friend, a good friend of mine? What do you think would have been the fate of that man? How do you think that man will feel?
Akpabio can eliminate that man.
Because they're being away.
Akpabio can eliminate that man.
That is it.
Akpabio can basically eliminate that man.
Yes, yeah, because do you know why I say this? If truly our women, when you want to respect your man who married you, regardless of position you are, for me, I think this is my thought that the first day the man makes this kind of statement, and in presence of your husband, not that your husband didn't went there with you. I guess that the proper thing should do that. Okay, when like she said, when they go to bed, his husband cross leg on top of her and asks her, babe, tell me the truth. You know, you can tell me everything. What did this man told you? Come on. Do you know that the man feels everything? But because of the power that Akpabio is controlling, makes the man not to react. If Akpabio is an ordinary man on that place, he will never try to hold that man's wife.
I think the man know. I think the man know what happened.
Yeah, because of his power. His power, because he just want to be shot. Because let me tell you this thing, like the way I understand everything, two of them are in front. Why the man is at the back? Because the man did not hold any power. This is a senator to a senator. Do you understand?
And a Senate president, and your wife has just been re-elected. So you are expecting your wife to have a bonding with him, like kind of understanding. So you give them space to talk. It's like a wife of a president giving a president a chance to talk to another president somewhere.
Yeah. So do you understand? So for me, in conclusion, I feel it's like Natasha would have told his husband, well, but tell him to look, but step aside, calm down, because let's just know what he's gonna do on it.
I will manage it. I will manage it.
Yes. You're not gonna be, oh babe, trust me, I cannot have any affair with this man. But if he got to harass me or to stress me, then we will not come up with this to public. Do you understand? But she pretends, tell the man to calm down, because let me tell you, a lot of this are happening in many top offices that our women are dedicated to mess up with those men without being, because just like I said, if Akpabio allows this woman to move in motion, nobody would have known. You understand? That is the fact. Nobody would have known. You get the point. So it's very unfortunate.
Sorry, Mister, let me come in here. If the woman didn't come on national TV to make the public know, it's not a bad thing, you know. The Akpabio can make an advance, fine, but for her to refuse is another thing. It's common for her to stood her ground and said no. That's what make her a woman. You understand? So because she will not like deliberately to to reduce Akpabio without like evidence like this. You understand? Now that the public is aware that she was refused to move a motion, so people, even the media are asking, why will Akpabio shut her down? That is why he was bold enough to say this is the reason why she was shut down, and everybody now knew where the problem was coming from.
Akpabio have actually told her before.
I don't believe her.
Akpabio have told her before to sit down, that this is not a clubhouse.
You see? Yes. So there were so many antecedents that has been coming out. She was like piling it up, waiting for a day like this. She will speak up. Because if she just come up like that and like start speaking, nobody will take her seriously.
I really, sorry, sir. I really want to welcome women. If you are a woman out there and you are hearing this story right now, I want to hear the ladies' side. Ladies, this problem happened to deal with you, your children, and our vulnerable women in our society. Secretary, PA, staff, your sister, your wife, working with the boss, and the boss is looking at her nyash and they want to tap it. Yes, this is very serious. So I want women.
Another thing that sometimes it was those women that start those advances. Most times, actually, are working in Nigeria. Yeah. Some of those women, those secretaries, clerk, and all that, they start these advances. If Natasha was that kind of a lady, maybe Akpabio must have seen like a sign like she needed.
I think Akpabio does not understand who Natasha is. Natasha took on Bello. Listen, Natasha's house, Natasha's home, and Governor Bello's home is like this. Natasha is from Kogi Central, and Governor Bello is from Kogi Central. They all speak the same language. Natasha refused to succumb to Bello's advances, power hungry. I don't think Bello has ever advanced her to knock her, but Bello wanted to intimidate her in the Kogi state. And Natasha stood her ground. Natasha never joined APC. She was in accord. Then she went back to, what do you call it, PDP. And then she fight her case. She campaigned very well and she won her election. And Bello, on the day of her election, Governor Bello took a tractor to the front of her house, to the road that lead to our community. I came from the same hometown like Natasha. The road that lead to our community, Governor Bello basically used tractor to divide it into two. Many of you had that story. The same time, Natasha campaigned ruggedly with the people of the community, and Natasha won her seat square. I have people in the village that told me that Natasha won the election fair and square, that there's no cheating, but Bello decided to give it to who Bello want to give it to. At one point, Bello offered Natasha a lot of money. Natasha told Bello to go to hell. If there's anybody Governor Bello fear in Kogi State, it's Natasha. Natasha's political career have just started. She's a potential governor of Kogi State. And what they are trying to do now is to destroy her before her light even light up. And Nigerians of every good and good faith should stand up and defend her dignity. Natasha is not just a Nigerian. Her mother is a Russian. And you can imagine she developed this strong mind of independence for herself. You understand? She developed a strong mind of independence for herself, and she knows exactly what a woman should be and what of a woman in a society. So very, very important that we look at this woman and adore her and say thank you for standing for what is right and what is fair. Natasha, I thank you for what you are doing. We are standing for you. Wow.
Of course. Sorry to say this. Did you know that I had a news again? The same Akpabio tried to harass, I think, NDDC chairman, a woman.
Yes, Akpabio wanted to knock that woman. You remember when they locked that woman door in Akwa Ibom?
Yeah.
When this current minister of FCT have to go and whisper the woman to Port Harcourt.
Yes.
So the story is there. So for you guys to know that I'm not naive about Nigerian politics. When the NDDC woman challenged Akpabio as NDDC chairman for the amount of money that Akpabio was siphoning, Akpabio went and basically the woman barricaded herself. At that time, Governor Wike was a governor. Akpabio is no longer a governor. Governor Wike now drove his convoy. Yes, Governor Wike now drove his convoy to Akwa Ibom and picked up that woman and brought her to Port Harcourt. The story is out there for everyone. Akpabio is epitome of a misogynist, and she must be condemned highly.
We must speak out on this case. We can't allow it to slide down.
No way.
If I may say something, please, about this harassment of sexual harassment in Nigeria, it has become an epidemic. It has been there for a long time. This is how it was happening in Spain, in those days. But when the democracy came to Spain, they blocked everything, and no man can do all those things to a woman in Spain now. But somebody like Akpabio, I have people like that before. It needs to be dealt with in other two ways. There are two legal ways you can deal with some such a man like this. If I were to be the husband of this woman, of Natasha, I would have dealt with him in an African way. Like I've done it. Even here in London, a manager whom I know that is so powerful, there's no way I can do it to him. I went home and I promised my people. He's so powerful. He's a racist. He's a racist, and he always and when I promised my people, even one Gambian who was our security said, "Oh, what are you going to do?" I said, "I am an African man. I have my power. I'm going to deal with him. Now I'm going to Nigeria. But when I come back, I will not make this man there. And he just laughed. He said, ha, ha, ha. Listen, okay, well, I came to Nigeria, and I dealt with him. Before I got there, he been sacked. They did not even allow him to resign. When I came back, I went to that boy. I said, where the name is Lee Brown. I said, where is Lee Brown? He has the African white power, and I have the African power. You may look down on it. You might be a Muslim, you might be a Christian. I don't care. If you are a Christian, you use your Bible. If you are a Muslim, you can use your Quran. You can use my own Yoruba power. This Akpabio need to be dealt with. If I were to be the Natasha's husband, I would have made you paralyze all the whole shit that is carrying all about. You want to be sleeping with this one? Okay. You want to? I will not say anything. You want to sleep with you? Invite him to the hotel. You put it on the entrance. Let him cross it. When he crosses it, he's finished. That's all. That's what they have to do to people like this. There are many people in Yoruba land where they want you. This and that, you don't want to. Some people have even lost their life for this thing. How can you be harassing women like this? And this is what I suggested, that this Akpabio, it might be what he wanted to do to this lady. And today when I was hearing Natasha on the Arise TV, saying all this thing, I said, my goodness, how could this man allow this lady to suffer like this? I can never allow my wife to suffer that way. I will do one thing and the other. If I know it's so powerful, it's the Almighty in Nigeria, I use another way. So that is why even in Europe and America, there are many ways that you deal with a man like that.
It will not happen if it is in Europe right now. Akpabio will be resigning.
Yes.
Akpabio will be stepping down before the investigation even starts. Akpabio has told this woman on the floor that this is not a clubhouse. Akpabio told this woman last week to be thrown out of the chamber, and another man stood up and started holding the woman. And Nigerian women are quiet. So we are here now on TikTok. We are inviting Nigerian women, come and talk. Your voice matters.
They need to come and support this lady, or even women as well. Need to condemn people himself. You need to know that it's not God. It's not just an ordinary. He is the Senate president today. Another man will be the president tomorrow, and he has his own wife. What is going on? That's why I'm saying. Anyway, you need to be injured. You don't shoot that. We are not going to kill him, but he will be alive, but he will not be able to. So when he sees a woman like this, he will just hello, and just go away. That they need to be dealt with. I don't know what I can call him. What is it? Nigeria has turned to this way.
Thank you. Let me bring Sylvester. Go ahead, please.
Yeah.
Sylvester, are you there? Sylvester? If Sylvester is not there, I want to bring Biscuit in. Biscuit, go ahead. Biscuit, are you there? Biscuit, I can hear you. Can you hear us? I think he's busy doing something else and listening. Don't worry. While we continue to do our thing, the invitation to come up is live on TikTok, on YouTube as well. All you need to do is click on that comment section that I dropped, and that is a link to appear here on our YouTube channel where you can be able to have your say as well. Now, this is not a matter for me and me alone. This is a matter for every decent, every right-thinking people that want that the people that are holding the position of power in Nigeria should be held accountable. I am inviting you to join and listen to this story, antecedent. Then you can say what you want to say. The next video I'll play for you a continuation of that interview. I will be playing it now.
In the account and withholding the imprest, as it said. I would like to say this, that when I resumed as chair, I have the bank statement here. It's the Sterling, it's an account under the name Senate Committee on Local Content, and the account is with Sterling Bank, and the account number is 00662082209. And when I resumed as chair of the committee, the account balance was zero. And then gradually, at the time,
I want you to hear. As of the time she resumed as the chairman of that local content committee, the account balance was 0. She has actually been working, and this woman is known to be a very prudent woman. Oh, Natasha is known to be very straightforward and prudent. Oh, she said when she resumed, and she brought the account statement out, and she read the account statement out. Since we like evidence, these are evidence. She read the account statement out. So when I resumed as the chairman of this committee, there was 0 balance on it. Now that means the former one that was in the committee, they removed all of the money and spent it for themselves when they were leaving. They looted it. Now she inherited it with 0 balance. Listen to what happened when Akpabio removed her.
The time I handed over to the next chairman, the account had 13,649,335 naira and 4 kobo. And
I hope you guys are listening. So these are facts. She brought account statement on the floor, on the TV. She brought the account statement on the TV. She has judiciously complete doing her job as a senator. She was pushing for Ajakuta State Company, that this company that produce iron and mineral resources need to be revitalized. And she has spearheaded it. And every time she tried to stand up to talk, Akpabio will not let her talk. Akpabio will ask her to sit down. Akpabio want her seat to be moved away to the back. Out of nowhere. And then before anybody will say, Mr. Ben, why are you kicking on Akpabio? You're only hearing one side of the story. I want you to tell me what Akpabio have done in Nigeria. What is antecedent of Akpabio? I've just told you guys now, during the COVID, when there was an investigation on the Senate floor, the guy that was, I think his name was Pedro, the guy that was, he came with Akpabio that day, one of the director of NDDC. Akpabio was the minister of NDDC. They looted it dry. All of that investigation went under the carpet. Akpabio was under investigation. The APC government of Tinubu came in. Akpabio has been elected to be number 4. Now, since Akpabio entered that Senate, how many of you have ever heard Akpabio speak for you? During the COVID, Akpabio was laughing on your face. How many of you remember the statement he made during the COVID palliative? He apologized for that, but he was laughing at our face. There is no bill that go to Akpabio from the president Akpabio don't approve. Now, this is where I want Nigerians to come in. This is called system change. And there are bloggers out there, there are content creators out there, there are supposed human rights activists out there that are keeping quiet over this matter right now. The biggest influencer in Nigeria will not dwell on this matter. Who is that biggest influencer now? VDM. When that woman stood up last week, VDM came out and told Nigerians that the woman commit serious misconduct for standing for herself. And all the woman was doing was telling the Senate president, sir, you cannot chase me out of the Senate floor. Yes, thank you so much, Owolabi. Owolabi said it is not a palliative. It was during the bad government. He said that they will be eating jollof. Thank you so much for correction. You see, this is what I like about this our broadcast here. You see, when I say something that is not correct, maybe I am trying to remember an event and I don't get it right. If you know it, help me so that other people can learn from you. This is the power of this platform. My memory is not a G-box. So thank you so much, sir. All this woman did last week was to tell Akpabio, you cannot chase me out of the Senate floor without referring my case to the ethics committee. Then at the end of the day, Akpabio could not suspend her. This woman called Berekete TV and gave an interview. Akpabio now gave a letter to Berekete TV to come and stand and explain why she gave the woman a pass to talk on his show. Are you guys connecting the dot now? Akpabio now called Berekete to come to the Senate and explain why do you give Natasha your platform. Leona, I am blocking you from this platform right now because you can remain wherever you remain. You don't belong on this platform. Somebody is telling me, leave VDM, talk your point and go. You see, you are not ready for the truth. You are not ready for the truth. My platform is small. My platform is small. Now, I told you guys last week that when you are cooking a beans and there's a lot of stone in the beans and you are removing the stone and your little child is putting more stone, what do you do? Oga Sylvester. Sylvester, are you there? What do you do? Mr. Stan, what do you do? If you are cooking beans, you are preparing your beans and you are removing stone from it, and your child is putting stone inside it, what is your responsibility as the mother? Neither you take that child to the other room or you spank the child on the hand. When Natasha came out last week and talked about what happened in the Senate floor, Natasha explained herself. Natasha said, this is what happened. It was a big thing. Natasha called, or Berekete TV called Natasha. Natasha also explained herself to the Berekete TV, what she's been going through in the hand of Akpabio. Natasha is duly elected a senator of Federal Republic of Nigeria. She has a right to speak. Natasha was no rude. Natasha was delivering a message. He says, sir, Mr. Senate President, if you are going to suspend me, this also law of our Senate floor says you cannot suspend me unless you refer me to the ethics committee and the ethics committee find me fit they will suspend me. They will now recommend suspension. In a layman term, if you are working and a colleague make a complaint against you, there's what is called disciplinary hearing. And an allegation has been made against you, they will call you in for disciplinary hearing. And on that disciplinary hearing, you have ability and chances. They will give you a chance to tell your own side of the story. It is the law of the Senate. When Akpabio overruled that and Akpabio said, I want to suspend you, the woman stood up and said, you cannot suspend me. You have to refer me to the ethics committee. Akpabio stopped. The woman was not gentle saying that. She stood up for herself and she shouted and she explained herself because they were all, Akpabio is the leader of the Senate. Akpabio was like, send her out, send her out. You are suspended. And the woman said, no, you cannot suspend me, sir. This is the article. I am reading it. Akpabio then stopped. And then we begin to analyze it. This woman was called in by Berekete TV. On the Berekete TV, she explained what transpired. Berekete TV said, you get our support, Nigerians are watching. Berekete TV ended it there. What has Berekete TV done to be invited to the Senate floor? No, I want you guys to tell me, what has he done to be invited to the Senate floor? Nothing. Now we begin to analyze it. Different medias were posting it. When VDM posted it, VDM tried to change the narrative, or he changed the narrative. VDM said the woman committed gross misconduct. And I want you VDM supporters to come and judge me fairly, especially women. Where is the gross misconduct? Where is the serious misconduct? And at that time, we haven't even heard about this allegation. This allegation has not come out. Natasha was just standing on the business of the Senate and said, Mr. Senate President, the law of our Senate say you cannot suspend me unless you refer me to the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privilege. The Senator Akpabio stopped, and Akpabio could not suspend her. Now, where is the wrong that woman did, please? Where was the wrong? Is it the wrong like standing up and say, sorry, let me talk? Is that the wrong she did? That one of the biggest opinion maker in our nation, who's supposed to stand up last week and call out Akpabio in the strongest term, told the woman that the woman committed serious misconduct. So when we talk about VDM changing opinion in Nigeria, I know what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the woman has come out today again and talk about how Akpabio harassed her. We are going to wait for our biggest influencers, the man that want to change Nigeria, to help us to interpret it again. But I'm calling on his followers and those of you guys that oppose what we stand for on this platform to open your mind. Don't be daft. We need every voice on social media. We don't watch TV in Nigeria. We watch social media. This is the power of social media. I don't know how many times you read newspaper. Most of your information are coming from Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. This is where we convey our voices. This is where we advocate for what is right and what is fair, what is equity. Now, when you call that woman that she committed serious misconduct last week, what you are doing is that you are supporting injustice against that woman. Because the story was not hidden. What the woman said on the floor was not hidden. She was not violent. She was speaking with her mouth on the floor of the people where she's elected to speak. She was not in the market. She was in the chamber where senators are allowed to argue and shout and explain and read the Constitution of Nigeria. Where was misconduct? And I am calling VDM to withdraw that word, misconduct, from Natasha's head. Now, they called Berekete TV to come and explain in the Senate House. Did they invite VDM? Every dog owner knows their dogs. Every dog owner knows their dog. We are going to keep talking. They want to silence us, but it's not happening. So we are serious. I am adding more 15 admin on this platform. You come on this platform, your first comment show that you are daft, will block you. We will block Tire. Now you go to create account. And what I will do as well is to add you to the IP blocked. You don't just have to change your phone, you have to change the network provider that you are using to create another account that will be able to see our life. We are not here for foolishness. Now we are talking about number 4 Senate president in Nigeria. I have just called him a looter. I have called him a corrupt, a misogynist. Number 4 in Nigeria. When we talk about VDM now, they will be abusing us. Who is VDM? But VDM is a child of the government. That is why he called Natasha last week gross misconduct. I want to welcome more people on TikTok. We are going to keep doing what we are doing. And the truth walk in silence. The truth walk in dignity. The truth is not loud, but the truth is persistent. And truth always travel on a narrow road. We're not popular because we speak truth on this platform. Mr. Gistan, go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon. I greet the house.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, for me, this case, right? I'll be following this case for a while now. And the way she explained the other time that her seat was changed, in the house. My question is, why did they have to change her seat from the first place? Because the last time he made a comment that this is not a disco party or this is not a party club.
This is not a nightclub. Don't talk.
This is not a nightclub. So the moment he made that comment, I know there's something going on. He's just using that. He just find a way to shut that woman down. But we don't really know what really happened then, because whenever she wants to raise emotion in that house, we'll just find one way, we'll just find one thing or other to bring her down. So when she called during the break of the family, I just said, okay, probably right now we are going to hear what has been going on in the house. Then she said her seat was changed. So that reminds me of what I've been thinking about, that there are some men, when they cannot have their way, they want to frustrate you. They want to frustrate your effort. That whatever you do, they just want to make sure that you don't have a voice in the house. Now the question is that, why did he have to change her seat from the first place? They all have an arrangement. They all have a system where they sit. They have to go and put her behind the door, making sure that at least even when the camera goes, the camera can hardly even pick her.
That's what she wants.
Trying to speak. Yes, that's what he wants. He wants to silence her by all means. You see, this idea of the way Nigeria is going these days, the men want to have their way from everything. If a woman go to look for a job, they want to sleep with her. But there's nothing they don't want to do. This is the number 3 man for crying, number 4th man in Nigeria. This is what he's doing. Number 4th man in Nigeria, this is what he's doing. All the ADC chairman, the last time they went to that house, they said, off the mic, off the mic, off the mic. They all swept the case under the carpet. We never had any concern to that case.
Yeah, that case. And Akpabio was there that day. Akpabio was there that day.
Akpabio was the chairman of ADC.
He was there when that guy was falling apart.
Everything happened under his watch. When he was trying to reveal the secret, they now say, oh, please, it's okay, that's okay, that's okay, off the mic. That he was saying that he never knew the office was like that before until he get there. That is when he began to understand that there are a lot of things going on in that house. They didn't want you to speak out because a lot of them, they all have the same cases. All the corruption going on in that country, this chairman in that house, they are all part of it. They allocate contract to themselves and they will execute those contracts. He said it. He all said it. There are some fake companies. They open companies.
And they'll be diverting everything to themselves.
I'm telling you, those companies don't even exist. And all the money will go to themselves. Now, we are not trying to ask questions now. They don't want you to speak out.
They basically, they want to remove her. What they want to do is to basically make her handicapped.
That is what they are trying to do to Natasha now. That man has been trying to do everything possible to shut her. The moment he made that comment that day, that's when I knew that there's something going on. He can't say it to some senators there because he can't tell them that word. I saw one Igbo man the other day that was ranting on the same Senate house, telling them that you were elected just the way I was elected here. So you're not bigger than anybody here.
Akpabio is a dictator in the Senate House.
I'm telling you.
He's a dictator in the Senate House. And they have their media. Akpabio, they have their media. They have their media. So the video that I'm going to play next is a Channel TV report on so far the achievement of Natasha Akpoti, the woman they are trying to frustrate now. That's what I'm going to play, and I want you guys to listen to this. And they are trying everything to frustrate her. They're doing everything to frustrate her. And they're probably going to win because Nigeria is a defeated land where truth make no meaning.
A multipurpose hall in Kogi local.
Listen to her. Please listen to her.
This is the mood at the Uduaghan Multipurpose Hall in Okehi local government area of Kogi State, as the lawmaker representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, arrives with officials of the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies. The meeting is to foster women's political participation and increase the representation of women in political leadership.
Town hall meetings of this nature are also very, very important because it gives both the legislature and the constituent the opportunity to interact face to face.
This training is part of the constituency project of the federal lawmaker, who highlights the importance of women's political participation and representation.
Personally, is that I will live every day intentionally to show examples to many Nigerians that a woman is capable. And probably through that, through my living example, I will be able to open more doors for women in leadership.
She underscores the achievements and areas of interest to improve the lives of her people.
Just in 1 year, I've been able to attract the rehabilitation of 2 primary health care facilities. I discovered last week that we do have holes in our land. And then in the next year, that's one of what I'm going to look into, ensuring that
The lawmaker also initiates another empowerment project for at least 1,300 persons in her constituency and distributes items like motorcycles, tricycles, sewing machines, among others.
During the hardship we are, my business cannot move further. So today I thank God.
I promise her that by the end of December, she will see my efforts.
People don't look at me and identify the political party. I tell them when I see them, I say, my people did not vote me in to act as an opposition. They voted me in to bring the best of federal legislation to them.
The senator has also facilitated the training of her constituents in different skills to address the growing challenge of unemployment, especially at the grassroots.
Now, I've showed to you guys a little bit of this, what this lady has been doing. And it's very, very important you guys know that we are doing this so that we can lend our voice to her. This is social media. This is our power. Our power is being united and speak with one voice. We, the people, and them, the government. So the system is at stake. What Akpabio say is absolutely disgusting, and the behavior towards this woman is unacceptable. And Akpabio, we need to explain to Nigerians what transpired. But as usual, our women are quiet now. But when it's about very dark man now, they will be everywhere insulting every Tom and Jerry. Everywhere. Everywhere insulting every Tom and Jerry. But this is something that has to do with them. How many women do we have in the Senate House? We have Kingibe in Abuja FCT. The last time Kingibe talked, if you remember, the current FCT minister told the woman, you will not return back again as a senator in this state of Abuja. And from that day, Kingibe have never spoken again. And I can tell you, in the next 2 months, Kingibe will decamp to APC if she has not done that already. All of the Labour senator that was elected have decamped to APC. All of the Labour House of Rep, you don't even hear their name anymore. They have merged to APC. Tell me where we are heading to. Then the political party we call Labour Party, PDP Party, there were nowhere to be found in action. Peter Obi don't even know which political party he contested under, as I'm talking to you right now. Nigeria don't know what is coming for them. Let them keep jumping. And keep praying for more very dark man in Nigeria. To build more well for you. And pen school. and do security for you. Instead of charging all of your energy towards the systematic change, you are looking for a hero. You will get a hero tired. Oh, they are saying that 2027 VDM should run for president. You see how gullible that place is. I want to bring somebody up on YouTube, please.
Do not know.
Mandate, are you there? Mandate, you are driving. Can you talk? Thank you for joining. I know it's working time. Mr. Mandate, I know you are busy.
You, yeah.
We would like to hear your voice, yes, and we would like to hear your contribution to this.
I just Ben, you're becoming very funny these days.
What can I do, sir?
Ben, you don't know the party, you don't know Peter Obi's party, your friend that you supported.
No, there's no longer political
are you going to change?
There's no Labour Party anymore. So Peter Obi is a homeless at the moment. Peter Obi is fatherless, partyless, everything.
Okay, Ben, you see, what is happening in our National Assembly is a terrible situation. Might be you could say perhaps those who left Labour Party to the ruling party were blocked. They were stampeded. They didn't have opportunity to even push one bill or the other. There's a serious politics in the National Assembly that if you're a member of the ruling party, you'll be relegated to the background. You may not have opportunity to, even when you raise your hand, you might not be recognized. That is the irony of our democracy. It's just like what Natasha said she was going through. The same thing Kingibe is going through on back. Power does not belong to people. I keep saying this on and on and on. I don't know when, that somebody, but you see, in the case of the Senate president, I've worked with him before. He's a very jovial person. He might not really mean it because he respects the wife so much. He wouldn't want to do anything stupid. He might just be kidding. He's a funny guy.
I think it's a man that you can consider to be a goof. Like he makes jokes that are
yeah, but Akpabio can see you now and I said, Ben, the way you look now is like you have not eaten since yesterday. He's that kind of a person. He has this jovial character that sometimes.
But telling somebody's wife, come to my house that we can enjoy here, I think is out of jovial, sir. Your network is bad. I think we are going to wait for you until you have a strong reception, where you are. Then you can join us. Thank you so much, sir. The man that called from Akpabio now, he is a highly respected senior advisor to a government that is currently, and a very, very wise man as well, a man that has been a wisdom to this platform. But of course, Akpabio may be joking, but that is not an acceptable joke for somebody's wife, for a colleague. That is unacceptable, and nobody should condone it. That is my own. Stan, are you there?
Yeah. What did I expect from that man to say before? You see, for Nigeria to move forward, we must be straightforward, irrespective of who committed a crime. Do you understand?
Yes.
Of course, the way you're explaining him,
the first
to go against Akpabio. Because that is the fact.
No, it's his guy. My guy is his guy. So politics has to play.
Yeah, what do you mean by jovial? Do you understand the meaning of jovial? Come on. This is our problem over there. People can never be saying he's jovial, the jovial man. Then are you not a jovial man?
I'm a very jovial man, but I know the limit of what I can say. I cannot be working with your wife now, and I tell your wife, Can we hang out in a hotel?
Yeah, and you will tell me that you are Ethiopia. Come on. This is Nigeria for you. This is what you are talking about. You know, when they talk about corruption, you have felt every sector in Nigeria. You know, a lot of people are angry now because of maybe power does not belong to them now. When power came to their doorstep now, you will see their records, you know. So,
hold on. Let me bring Mandate back from Akwa Ibom. Mandate, go ahead, sir.
Okay. Yeah,
Your
sorry, I
network,
think
the
a little bit
network
of
was bad,
network
so
fluctuation.
yeah, go ahead, sir.
I'm sorry about that. You know, in Nigeria, everything fluctuates.
Yeah,
Leadership
we know.
fluctuation, network fluctuations, political fluctuation, everything fluctuates. So, as I was saying, the politics of the National Assembly, that's why you see a lot of people who don't have the political stamina and conscience in order to get something back to their constituents would want to decam. If you interrogate those labor guys who decam to the ruling party, they didn't just decam because they wanted to decam. They did that in order to be amongst the league. There's a cartel at the National Assembly. Believe me, my little experience in that assembly will tell you that. So they can call a meeting at the night, share every opportunity they want to share, and you are not involved. So in order for you to be involved,
you have to decamp.
You must.
We are having a very bad network problem on the YouTube. I'm going to wait until we can get you properly. We cannot get you because
definitely.
Your network is very, very, very shabby, and we're not hearing you at all. So we cannot really get a complete of what you're trying to say. But what if I understand you? You are saying he's saying that in the National Assembly and in all of these, if you are in an opposition party, the majority, So I think what he's trying to say in essence is that if you are in opposition, they will not recognize you. So it kind of being your voice will be suppressed. You will not be put in any committee that is valuable. And whenever you raise up your hand, they will put your hand down. When they are sharing opportunity, you will not be involved. The project of your constituency will not be taken as a priority. That is the kind of democracy we practice in Nigeria. And that is why I keep telling you guys, we might not get, as long as you still believe that we'll have a continent called Nigeria, then your voice matters and your honesty matters. I want to bring Godwin in. Godwin, go ahead if you can hear me on TikTok. Hello, Godwin, are you there? Okay, if Godwin is not there, I want to bring Emperor in. Emperor, oh, go ahead. Emperor, are you there? Emperor, is it me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's from them, not yours.
I think I can't hear them. So, and they are not talking. I don't know if they are. Okay. I've just turned on. I turn on their microphone for them. Emperor, are you there?
Okay.
I can hear you, bro.
Yeah, go ahead. What is your contribution? Have you been watching?
Okay, I'm coming. Just give me a minute.
Okay, Godwin, are you there? Godwin, are you there?
Godwin is not there also.
Okay, if Godwin is not there, Prince, go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon, bros.
Prince, how are you?
I'm fine now. You?
Have you been watching? Do you understand what we're discussing, or are you just joining?
No, I watched a few hours, just a few minutes before now.
All right, go ahead and have your say, please.
So I was interested to join.
What's your contribution, please?
I just want to ask a few questions. Just want to ask.
Go ahead.
Now, I want to ask about this our Nigeria as a country, as it is now. What hope are we having now, or what can we do to help ourselves? Because we are waiting for BDM everywhere, and we only have one, which is building the schools, and kidnapping is all over the country. And BDM cannot work on the kidnapping aspect or the killing aspect. So I don't know. I just want to ask, what option do we have? Are we to lose? Just forget about the country? Just
lose God.
We cannot protest now as it is.
Okay, I'm back, bro.
Just like forget about the country.
That's a very serious question. Now, I'm going to ask you, what is your own opinion? What do you think we should do?
I don't know. I'm just like saying, like watching to see if we can get another savior to come and save us.
Do you think we should have, because you say something about okay, first of all, I would like to thank you for joining actually, but I'm going to tell you that the only thing you have is what you are using right now, your voice.
Okay.
I want to just give you a little bit of background. If they carry you now and they put you inside a well and close it, if they carry you, hello?
Sorry, you said what?
If they carry you now,
Yeah, I can hear you now.
if they carry you and put you inside a well and you have your life and your voice and they close it, what do you do? You use your voice. And when you are using that your voice, you are calling for attention of people to come and join you and echo their voice so that the security can come and save you or somebody can save you. The only thing the people of Nigeria have at the moment, the only thing we have at the moment is our voice. We are defeated.
It's our voice.
We are defeated.
But now nobody wants to hear us.
Yes, people are hearing, and they hold on.
Because
people
are asking for help are the ones that sponsoring the okay.
People are hearing, but they are fighting back as well. You talk about VDM very well. Do you think VDM is building well? If I can stop Boko Haram now, I can stop Boko Haram. If you can start painting school, you'll be painting school. If Mr. Emperor can start doing the road, he will be doing the road. Do you think we should do that?
Do you know why I'm not supporting what VDM is doing, and it's maybe Israel? Sorry to say something about that. You're asking question, but I can tell you I have nothing to say to answer your question precisely. But meanwhile, repairing something of government, and which is the government is the one destroying their property. What do you think it can be? So just like imagine you are the owner and you are giving us access of destroying your property, and someone is coming from us and say no, this something cannot be destroyed, and you are giving me the license to be destroying your property. Can I do it in a way that it's supposed to be if you are the one doing building your property by yourself?
Thank you.
No way BDM will do something. He cannot do anything. It's just like chasing the crowd.
When my brother, a few days ago, I had people that come on this platform that Mr. Ben, we need 30 VDM. Okay? We need 600 VDM in Nigeria. We have a government, my brother. We have oil, we have gold, we have every mineral resources in the country. Now, we are advocating for more VDM across the country. The police has failed. If somebody is owing you money, you run to VDM. You can't run to police. If somebody beat you, you run to VDM. It's one person. If you need water in your village, VDM say you should call him. Just imagine, for when VDM say I will release a phone number, if you need water, if you don't have a borehole, you should call him. Do you know what that means? VDM is asking you. Hold on, sir. VDM is asking you, don't go to your local government, don't go to your state government, call him. And then I want to change it for you guys. Just imagine if there's no well, no borehole in a community, and they call VDM, and VDM carry his crew, cameramen, and go to that community and go straight to the local government chairman and say, we're here today. I know you are the chairman and this is the councillor of this community. Your people are not drinking water. You need to build water for them. And expose that local government chairman, and all of us on the platform will say, well done, and we begin to drag the local government chairman. The local government chairman go and build the well and build the borehole. The next local government hear that VDM is coming. Do you know what that local government chairman will do as well? No. They will go and do the whole, they will go and do the borehole as well. So that is called systematic change. When you are doing the responsibility of the government, you are giving excuses for government failure. Okay. The platform of VDM is big enough to approach a local government chairman and tell him, this is a school, you get money. This is a school. This is your budget. VDM have enough money to do investigation to know how many budget is for education in any local government. Okay. And say, local government chairman, there's money for you to paint this school, to do the roofing. Is it good? And then bring the picture of the local government chairman, the same way he bring the picture of Nedu, Jenny Glow, and post it and say, this man, his name is Mr. Ben. He's the local government chairman of Ikotepene. There are 3 schools in Ikotepene that have rain coming into their classroom. These are the picture. You are a very wicked man. Go and fix that school. What do you think that local government chairman would do?
He may try.
He may try. Just imagine if VDM never called that local government chairman out, he decided to go and fix that school. Can you see the danger now?
Yes, yes.
So what Nigeria need is not 30 VDM. We need 30 voices that will be calling a system out to do the right thing. I want to thank you and keep listening. Mr. Emperor, go ahead.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sorry, can I add something before Emperor comes up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like what you're saying. Do you know that those boreholes that VDM did for those communities, do you know that one local government chairman will wake up, or one government will wake up and say that place is in the government property and demolish it and build something there? Are you aware of that? So this is why we have to hold the government accountable. It's not like maybe trying to. How many people are we gonna help in Nigeria?
How many people is it going to help?
How many are you gonna help? How many? So I think, just like you said, tackling those people in power that in position to do those things should be the best. It's not that we don't appreciate what he did, but that wasn't the route, because one person, one local government chairman or governor woke up and said that place they need to do something in that place and destroy it. And after the end of the day, he's not gonna build those things he promised to build, because he just wants to use it to extort money from the government.
For example, If VDM called that local government chairman out, make a video of the state of the school, and call him out on his platform, and all his rattle gang begin to drive, because every local government chairman have a Facebook page, they have a wife, they have children, and will begin to drag him. And he will tell the state governor, sorry, I cannot give you all the money of my local government this month. They are dragging me. I need to go and fix that school. The governor don't want heat on him. The governor will say, go and do it too, because before VDM put his searchlight on you. If eventually this local government chairman did not do it, VDM will now go there and say, today I have called you tired, you did not do it. We are going to do it. It's a different thing. But going behind the local government chairman to go and do well in a community, it is indirect way of hiding crime. The best thing to do is to call the system, attention of that system, that in your state, I have got a report that there's a school that rain is coming into this classroom. These are the video, these are the picture. Mr. Man, is he good? And you're driving a G-Wagon. Are you not ashamed of yourself? That is called non-governmental organization. That is called helping. But going there to fix that school, it is counterproductive. It is fake. Going to a local government and build a... Don't worry. Going to local government...
saying that they have to do it. Because we believe that VDM has a bigger platform that Lattels can listen to. You know, Nigerians fail to understand the truth when you say it. This is the problem.
I think they understand. I think they let me tell you something. I think they understand. I think when I said a lot of people have lost the ability to think when they were young, I meant it. And that childhood trauma is following them. So they quickly look for a hero. They look for a healing pastor. They look for somebody that will send them to heaven. Africa is praying to go to heaven today. We all want to go to heaven. We have a land that we have not developed. We want to run to heaven. That is laziness.
But we tell the person to buy and go to heaven today, he won't.
You know, go buy because he still want to chop on earth, but he's not ready to fix the earth. Emperor, go ahead, please. Emperor, oh, go ahead. And if Emperor is not there, Mr. Godwin, you can go ahead. Mr. Godwin, you can go ahead. And if Godwin is not picking up yet, maybe busy, then we can have Drizzy go ahead.
I'm okay, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Do you hear what we are discussing?
Yeah.
So what is your take on what Akpabio say? And what is your take on systematic change instead of individual idealization?
So first things first, I think, you know, these things, I'll start with the second one, which is systematic. Then I will go to the Akpabio, because the Akpabio case is still developing, because there are so many allegations now against Akpabio. So if you begin to talk when Akpabio hasn't come out to say anything, you might begin to be biased a bit. Because if you watched Arise TV this morning, Natasha was on the Arise TV this morning, and she made allegations of Akpabio being physically harassing her.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if he doesn't come out to say something, I begin to like try to put one and two together, we might become biased. But either way, with what we have seen so far on the Akpabio's case, that's just to summarize on the first thing. With what we have seen with the Akpabio's case, it's something that if this is not his first allegation, he has had an allegation earlier, before even the 2020. He has had one when one of the MDs,
NDDC director, a lady. Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, accused him of sexual harassment. So the thing now is that but they are all accusations. no one has. The same thing with Natasha, an accusation. Just like we say, it is an accusation, so he's the one to come out to say, okay, no, this didn't happen and all that. So on that case, I'm very careful because I like doing analysis based on
the last time it happened. Did he come out to deny it?
No, he didn't.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
So, but then on the systematic part, whether it's an individual or a system, I think the first thing is to understand the system. Because if we all agree, a system is not by one person. A system is something that has been a combination of different organizations, and that's why they call it a system.
Mm-hmm.
So for one part of the system to work properly, the other part of the system has to be working.
Mm-hmm.
So if the CPU, just like it's a system, and the system is good, if the CPU is not working, the monitor won't show anything. So that's how it works. So local governments, before we come to whether VDM involved or anything, we first look at the system we are talking about, and the system we are talking about is Nigeria. Mm-hmm. How has Nigeria fared in their duties from the past? Mm-hmm. Dragging the local government, even down to say you drag even the governor of a state, they do up to what it's available for them to do. So this is not the first time. VDM is just something evolving. This Nigeria is not the first having this. That's why it's good that sometimes we all go back to the basics, understand what the system is. Nigeria is not the first country going through what is going through. VDM is not the first person to come out in a nation like Nigeria. There are examples you can cite. Even America as it stands has its own VDM in a low-key level. Candice Owen is not just a kind of VDM per se. She's more of an investigative journalist and has a kind of VDM mentality.
What does Candy Owen do? I like that. What does Candy Owen do?
Investigative journalism.
What does his job entail? His job is exposing the corruption within the government.
That's what you take on, what you decide to take on. I only use Candace Owen as a figurative so that you understand the line of action.
Yeah. But there's nobody in America. There's nobody in America that's doing borehole, that is doing light, that is providing water. So there are private
their system, because this is their own system, just like you said. That's what I was agreeing with you. Their own system have organizations that are working to make those low level, like local government, they call it council over there, local governments and all those things, they work to that point that you can submit, just for in context, sorry to deviate a bit. Mm-hmm. I stay in Abuja, and I'm staying, that's the capital part of Nigeria. Mm-hmm. And I'm in a local government where they haven't been light. You will not believe it that in Abuja, a local government hasn't had light for 8 months. They've not only dragged, and this is where you can say the most active minister in Nigeria is Wike. He's presently doing major projects in this community where I reside in. Now they have written multiple letters, not just letters from generals, retired generals. I'm giving you first-hand information. I can call the name of the place so that you can go and cross-check. That's why I'm talking about being balanced and understanding the system. They have submitted letters to the local government, dragged the local government, went as far as meeting Wike to say, oh, we don't have a transformer, we've not had light for 8 months. But now this is a system where, because this is a band, if you have been seeing what has been going on in Nigeria, where they brought up the band A, band B, band C. Sorry if I'm deviating, you can interject.
No, go ahead. I like what you're saying.
So they had all these band A, band B, band C. But I think maybe because this community or this local government is in a band C area, now that letter for 8 months hasn't been responded to. So now this community or this local government has been subjected to coming to a resolution that we have to contribute to provide for our own light. Mm-hmm. In a place where the government itself is supposed to provide light for them, at least transformer for them, so that they can be able to have access to light. Now we bring it back to context. If an individual comes out to say he wants to do, I'm putting out a number because I'm hearing how you said it. I'm putting out a number. If you don't have boreholes, you call and we come and do the boreholes. The only reason why that individual has that capacity is because they know that the system they work in is not like if you drag the local government won't do it. That's why I actually said, let's be balanced if we are talking. The local government, if they use the platform, they said VDM, whether he has the biggest platform, whatever it is, if they say they are using his platform to drag local government, how long will it take for them to drag the local government? That's one you should take. Two, how long will the local government execute this project? Three, what is the funding power for the local government? The local governments, as I talk to you in Nigeria, cannot do roads and lights. There is no local government in the whole of Nigeria, and you can fact check me. If there's any local government in Nigeria that has executed a project as we are talking in this country, we state executed a project where they have done a major road without the consultation of the federal government or the state government. And this thing I'm saying is because local governments in Nigeria, unlike other countries we try to stimulate, they don't have they don't generate revenue for themselves. So totally dependent on either the state's funding or government federal funding. So if this federal government, I'm neglecting all this part of corruption so that we understand if the system was even without corruption. I don't know, so that we can have a balanced evaluation. So if now these local governments don't have enough funding, the only funding they are getting, everything that comes to their mind is, what am I getting out of it? Because first, you are electing somebody who has not done well for himself first, before he begins to think what he's doing for the local government. Back to what we were saying, if you are now saying you are preventing an individual should use his platform because his platform is big, we agree, drag the local government. How effective will it be? This is where the balancing coming. How effective will it be compared to him doing it? So I think if we are asking those questions, we are beginning to become a bit balanced, because if you drag the government to do this thing, the local government to do a borehole in a community that has not had borehole for over 10 to 20 years, and an individual is coming today and say, I'll do a borehole, and we give the individual 6 months and that borehole is done. Now, is it fair to say that which is better for us to do? Should we drag this local government in a system where
I would like to interject a little bit, please, because
okay, I'm listening.
I understand exactly your passion and what you are saying. You're actually right to say that in a community that is helpless, whoever come to help them should be a welcoming idea. If a community has been waiting for a borehole for a very long time and nobody gives them a borehole, and that is completely unacceptable. If an individual now come and said, I have got this charity, I am going to do a borehole for you guys, that should be welcoming. And that is why NGO is non-governmental partnership is a very important part of our development and system. I understand that. However, too many times we give excuses to the failures of our elected people. For example, if somebody is kidnapped in Nigeria, who should be responsible for that?
Again, I want to get your
if somebody is kidnapped in Nigeria, who should be responsible that insecurity makes somebody not to be safe? Is that the state or any private individual?
No, law enforcement agency.
It's the law enforcement agency that should be responsible. Now, if the kidnapper now discover that there's business to be made in kidnapping, and they are doing it on a regular basis, and they are asking for ransom, and the family of these people are paying ransom, and the law enforcement officer are failing in their duty, as a matter of fact, being part of kidnapping, because we have instances in Nigeria where police have been caught to be kidnapping, to be involved in kidnapping people. Just imagine one individual now stand up to be doing the security job for them. Do you know how difficult that would be?
Yes.
It will be very, very difficult. What Very Dark Man is doing is absolutely commendable, but we must not encourage it. The reason I say this is very clear. If we are encouraging that we need another 100 VDM in Nigeria, we are creating an individual state and making the government to abandon their primary responsibility. I have just said it again. What he's doing is commendable. And that is what private business is supposed to be doing. That's what Zenith Bank is supposed to do. That is what what do you call them? GBT, whatever bank.
Let me just
hold on.
sorry.
Yeah, Union Banks, Union Bank, that is their responsibility in the community. Hold on. In a situation where a primary school that belongs to a state and belongs to local government is in a depleted state of affair, the roof is leaking, the students have nowhere to sit, and one individual now go there to fix it, without first of all making that local government to be accountable for the resources that are coming to their state, it is completely giving them excuse to be failures and encouraging another incoming local government chairman, incoming state governor to abandon their responsibility, hoping that one individual will come and rescue them. This is exactly what is happening in our church system. This year alone, Nigeria have 800,000 students that graduated. All of them will go to church and pray to God to provide job for them. They will go to uncles to buy them Uber and start Uber work. I was in Abuja recently sometime last year, and I took Uber. And the guy that was driving me is a medical doctor. I'm telling you this thing. He's a doctor. And he told me he do Uber temporarily, then he go back to the hospital. That he hasn't got job. So when it comes, one private hospital is calling him to do some hours, and he will go and do it. Now, 800 students graduate and head to church to pray for God to provide job for them, for miracle to happen. Nobody is calling the government out to meet that resources of our nation. Our country is being looted. Our resources are being looted for private individuals. Mismanagement is order of the day. And our youth, our community has been abandoned. That is why we have VDM. I believe that our voices, and that is why I asked the first question, if you happen to be inside the well and you have your voice, what do you use it for? Use it to call for help. Use it to call out the people that are responsible to lift that well off. I know that VDM happened to be doing good, but how many VDM are we going to have, sir?
Now, like what you said, I was impressed with your progression, but where I was not satisfied, sorry to put it that way, that was not, because everybody has their own opinion.
Absolutely.
What you said is perfectly correct, but it's perfectly, but just let me not say perfect. It's correct, but has a little bit of flaws.
Of course, there has to be flaw in every statement. Yes.
Yes, sir. So is that if an individual, this is how a let me say something now that might be very, as I look at you, Mr. Ben, if I'm correct, you are a strategist. So this your platform is not just for that what you are doing alone. You have a plan for your platform, at least for the next maybe 6 months to 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that the moment you begin to follow somebody, this is where I'm just trying to I'm driving home a point. So maybe just be a bit patient.
I'm ready to learn. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
As a strategist, is that the moment you notice that somebody is doing something that you feel is okay, or you feel you like, this is where then the next line of action with excellent and intelligent people is that what is this person's aim? What is his goal?
What is his objective? There has to be a goal at the end of this exercise. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So with this with that in play, you will now say that whatever I see somebody doing, irrespective of who he is, VDM, whatever it is one thing where you can floor Nigerians for. They just follow the person based on his present actions. But one thing you should look at is, okay, as a critical thinker, you look, okay, yes, I know this person is doing this now, but there should be something that in that person that I should see that should make me know what this person's strategy and plan is for the future. So individuals, I'm saying this to say that individuals that come up to say, we are doing borehole for your community, what is their plan? What Nigerians are neglecting is that if VDM does more than 10 boreholes. I'm telling you what is going to happen that people are not seeing. And that's why as the more people come up to fight against something that they can't do, they are fueling it. So if VDM succeeds with this project and is able to do 10, by the next election, do you agree with me that he'll be able to determine the next local government chairman for at least 6 of those local governments?
6?
Yes, if he's able to succeed and do 10, which I'm just saying he has claimed not to be into politics, but I'm just telling you now that if, for instance, he's able to achieve 10 boreholes in different communities in different states, do you agree with me that he can be able to influence the outcome of their local government chairmen at least from 6 communities out of the 10, or let's say 4? Let's reduce the number.
I disagree. I disagree with you for that one.
That's what I wanted, so that we could put more context. If you disagree,
Drizzy, I'm going to allow Emperor to answer that questions. Emperor, I want to welcome you. Drizzy, hold on there. Emperor, I've been trying to call you. You seems busy, which is okay. It's a working hour. It's Friday. I want to thank you for joining. Tell us where you are joining us from and your contribution, especially the last statement that the guy made.
Okay.
Evening. I'm listening to you. Go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead. A call just came into the phone, but I blocked it. Go ahead.
Okay. So, speaking from recently what's happening in Nigeria recently now, we see so many judgments going on, and even the issue between Akpabio and the other senator.
Can you raise your voice a little bit because of the recording? Thank you.
Okay. Just like you guys were saying concerning VDM. Okay. For instance, why I say I disagree, he's not a politician like you say. I'm judging by Nigerian election system. Even if judging by Nigerian election system, even if he lies, even if he can build up to 1 million borehole in the community, which precisely I know most of the community is building is in the north. Most of the project is doing is in the north. He can never influence them because at the end of the day, they will still choose whoever they want to choose. That's what they normally do. That's like what VDM is doing. I'm not a fan of VDM. I'm not a fan. Yes, I commend most of his work, but I see that most of his analysis are based on private individuals. Majority of his analysis are on private individuals, not on government officials. So I don't see most of the things he's saying online with his platform. I don't see any way he's improving 90% of Nigerians. No. I don't see any ways improving insecurity in Nigeria. I don't see any ways improving hunger, increasing fuel. Most of the things that they are suffering in Nigeria, I don't see any way improving it. If there is a way, you should tell me. Let me see what all the things is.
Do you think VDM is a content creator?
He's a content creator. He is, by me, purely content creator.
I want to stop you there because that's a very important statement. Somebody came here yesterday and gave us instances why they believe VDM is just a content creator. And just like, recently you see a lot of trending that is going on in Nigeria where somebody will go and approach a private person and say, oh, can you give me £10? And then the person will give £10 and the person will give 10 naira or buy food for them. And they will, hello?
Can I make my point when I see the content creator?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I make my point when I see the content creator?
Go ahead.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Apart from the fact he said something about Wike back then, I don't see the case of most of what we are judging human beings, private individuals that he's judging based on his own analysis, which they are not even government. They are not even into any government work. And we see the case of, let me just start with, we see the case of Jenny Glove. Those are private individuals. We see the case of recently, those are private individuals. Those are, what are those things? Are they even helping us in any way? That all those things to me, those are his own, because whenever you come online to say those are his own findings, there is no way those things are helping millions of Nigerians suffering out there. No, it's not. Okay, fine. When we look at what is happening based on, okay, just look at the recent judgment, just today's judgment delivered by the Supreme Court concerning River State matter. Those are the things affecting the country. Now, the court are turning every rules, every constitution upside down, just to favor the ruling party. How can a normal, how do I just put it? Okay, a judge deliver a victim based on this thing now. The River State governor now he's in a very tight position after today's judgment, based on the judgment the court delivered. Can you imagine?
Is he a PDP governor?
No, he's a PDP governor.
It's Fubara.
Fubara,
So, what is the judgment today? Because I haven't got an update on that this morning.
Okay, now they nullify the local government election. It's void. It's illegal. It's been nullified. I mean, the 22 lawmakers, he has been ordered to reinstate them. That's turning the constitution upside down.
I think what is happening in Nigeria at the moment is one state solution is what is happening. One party system.
That means you should just go online and you see it. You see the judgment is there.
Okay.
The judgment is there.
I want to thank you. Sorry, because I don't want to dive. I will discuss about the River State situation, because I have my own opinion on that one, and I'm especially supporting Governor Fubara, and I believe that the people of the state should support him, because what is happening at the moment is exactly what we are talking about. Akpabio now versus Natasha Akpoti. Is if you can't join them and you are not joining us, we will destroy you. If you join us, we will spare you. That is exactly what is happening. But I want to bring Drazy back. Drazy, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you.
Drazy, I just followed you. I have never enjoyed someone so articulate and at the same time passionate about what he believes in. I have no doubt in my mind you believe in the project and the activities of VDM, and you want to see that people support him and see reason why what he's doing. But there are things you say on this platform yes, and there are things you say.
I don't think you got that entirely right. That's why I'm more. Sorry to put it like so.
You are more of, don't say it. Let me read you out and correct me, please. You are more of a critical thinker, and you are the kind of a person that give people a chance to express their talent and their intention. And you say something, you said everyone you see doing something as a critical thinker, you have to forward project what are their intention in doing what they're doing. Am I right, sir?
Perfect.
So I agree totally with you. And that's why once you say that, I went straight and I clicked followed. I don't know how many followers you have, but I don't care. I want this talent to be somebody I can listen to. As you can hear me, and I know you must have been listening to me, I don't preach hate against VDM. It's just that I have my own messages, which is literally holding the state accountable, holding the system accountable instead of individuals. Do you believe VDM is a content creator?
Yes, he is.
Can you elaborate? You have the floor. Go ahead, sir, and talk as much as you want.
So that's I appreciate. Thank you very much for analyzing my personality about the whole critical thinking. But I come from an aspect where somebody does most of the right things doesn't mean they are right. But in that same vein, doesn't mean that the person requires support, they shouldn't support, and the part where the person flaws shouldn't be corrected. So it's the main reason why I can come up with your platform, Mr. Ben, and I'm happy to talk, because I don't do this normally, because if all we are looking at is just the fact that we dislike this person because he has personal vendettas, but pull down the person because this personal vendettas doesn't fit our narrative when the person also has the mindset of achieving something within the society, it might not at the end of the day benefit all of us. Activist Showore, you won't see Showore sitting down, putting ring light and trying to create any content for you. His everyday activism and his lifestyle propagates exactly what he's doing to tell you that because you can't come out and say, oh, Showore is a content creator. The only reason why people can come out to argue if VDM is a content creator or not is because obviously he's creating content. But you trying to say he's not a content creator, you begin to sound like you are more favoring him irrespective of what he's doing, and that is not balanced. And that is not being factual. He is a content creator. But the thing about it is that content has a limit to what it can do. The moment somebody begins to create a content that begins to have more than a content, that the government and agencies have to listen to that content and act, it means that this content creator has work he is doing that is making, whether he monetizes his content creation or not, about the fact that you sit down and you create a content, whether you make money from it or not, it is a content you are creating for people to consume, and that is content creation. So irrespective of whether people try to defend him that, oh, he has platforms that he doesn't do advert and he doesn't take money, but he sit down and he creates content, and you can't even disabuse that, because matters that doesn't concern anything, he will come out, he will address it. Burna Boy's content, I've seen his video this morning, Burna Boy and whatever, he has come out, he has talked about it, content creation. But where his own goes beyond content creation is that he puts out content that agencies and government officials don't have a choice but to pay attention to, because in as much as it is content creation, it is also relevant to either society or some form of development. So that's where his own content creation might differ from the regular content creation. But whatever it is, no matter how you try because most times when people came about, he was blown up because
YouTube, can you guys hear me now? If you're on YouTube, can you hear me? I just want to, Mr. Fila, can you hear me on YouTube, please? Can you guys hear me now on YouTube? I'm just trying to know if they can hear me on YouTube. Yes, so they can hear me. Now, go ahead. What did you say you want to ask? Ibisco.
No, I said this toasting that the woman, anything he have with Akpabio, is it this year? I've been then. Then, if it's not this year, when this thing happened, did the woman complain to Senate? Did he go to police station? Why is it that it's now that they having this problem?
Have you listened to it? I want you to listen to. I want to play it for you again. I want to play it for you again, please, so that for those of you that are joining, we know the context at which we are talking about.
Say, but I'm going to speak my own truth, and the Senate President is allowed to counter that. It all started the 8th of December, 2023, which was a day before his birthday and my birthday. We are birthday mates. We were all in Akwa Ibom because he had a big fanfare in the stadium. Myself, my husband, and a few of his close friends, we went to Akwa Ibom. And at first, we were at Ikot Ekpene. We were in his house in Ikot Ekpene. Then we all moved to his house in Uyo, which was about 8 p.m. And he held my hand and said he wanted to show me around his house. My husband was walking behind us, just three of us. We're walking around from room to room. He showed me the beautiful interior. This was done by this, by that, this designer here, he bought this from us. Like, oh, it's beautiful. And then I noticed that he hastened his pace while still holding my hand. And my husband was behind, still on his phone, but he was catching up whenever he could. And then he got to this particular sitting room, and he said, "Do you like my house?" I said, "Of course, sir. Every room, beautiful, nice interior, quality taste." He said, "Now that you're a senator, I'm going to create time for us to come spend quality moments here. You will enjoy it." At that point, I just pulled away, and I was like, I don't really understand what exactly that meant. But then my husband now, when I turned around, I saw my husband was already near me, and the way my husband looked at me and looked at him, I was beginning to wonder, did he hear part of that inciting statements or not? And then the Senate President, too, I saw that he also had that thought, like, did my husband hear the invitation to treat or not? So then the Senate President now said, "By the way, let me show you my chapel." He has a chapel in his house as well. So while we were going to the chapel, we walked in silence and all. So that evening, before we left the Senate President's house at about 11 midnight to the 4 points in Ikot Ekpene, and my husband asked me, "Natasha, what did the Senate President whisper to you? What's he telling you?" I thought, should I tell him that he was speaking about bringing me in here at a special time for us to have a good time? Or should I just kill it there, wrap it as if there was nothing? Because tomorrow was a big day. I know how much my husband adores the Senate President. He loves him as a brother. My husband would do anything to support him. So I told my husband, nothing. I can't remember what I created, but I just gave him some words to mask what was said. When we laid in bed, I looked to my right, and my husband wrapped his arms around me, and he said, "My love, you can't tell me anything. What did the Senate President tell you?" Again, I was like, "Don't you believe me?" I said, "Nothing. Moreover, it's my birthday in a few minutes. Let's just be happy." Then my husband told me he doesn't want to see me travel out of the country alone, and I should not go to the Senate President's house because he has a guest house where many senators do go there, after office to get approvals and all that.
Now, Ibisco, did you hear that? Ibisco, did you hear that? Now,
I heard that.
Okay. Now, what happened was on the 8th of December last year, Akpabio's birthday was, I think, on the 9th or so. On the December last year, Akpabio had a massive party in the stadium that he was running around, if you remember that video. And then he said they went into Akpabio's home. Akpabio's and the husband of this woman are very, very good to each other. And the husband of Natasha is also a very highly influential person, a billionaire from Niger Delta. And Akpabio displayed that kind of behavior. I know that you're asking why the woman did not report it last year. This is not something you report and go to the police. This is what is called maturity and professionalism, and also considering the repercussion of what could happen in the context of reporting it immediately to the husband. And she also said the husband adored this guy. And this is very, very good in my own. I can understand her part of not trying to expose the man. Because if you told the husband that day, that would be end of the relationship. The husband will look at this man. But I also understand the question the husband asks, what did that man told you? Makes me to believe that the husband of Senator Natasha know the kind of a man Akpabio is. Do you agree with me?
Yes, yes, I don't agree with you in the way that maybe he understand the kind of man. He heard what they said. He heard what they said.
Because the woman said, I believe that my husband, I'm thinking if my husband heard that part, okay, I'm just going to let the matter die. So I also want to ask, do you think the woman should have told the husband immediately?
No. If the woman in that very place, no. But that time that the man asked the woman inside the room, or when the man now inside the room, and when the woman now, the man now wake up and said, I don't want you to travel out alone. I don't want you to go talk. But you could have told the man that time. If it's important, it could have told the man if this thing happened. Then if you didn't tell the man that time in that bed, yes, for that place, you know, as a matured woman who understands, you will not tell him. But inside that bed, on top of that bed, you could have tell your husband, which he didn't. That is where my problem is.
Yes, I do. When I watched the video first, that was exactly the first thing I think of. But considering the power of Akpabio as a Senate president, and this is just a fresh senator that has just been approved by the Court of Appeal to return to come and take over her seat. Meeting Akpabio holding her hand, you can understand the dynamic of power. Do you understand the dynamic of power in that kind of environment? And then the husband is at the back. The husband is giving the wife a chance to have a bonding with the Senate president as incoming new senator. The list of things this woman will expect from Akpabio is Akpabio to whisper and say, I want to have a good time with you in this building. When Akpabio said that, I believe that that woman put one or two together and said, this is harassment in the workplace. I'm a tough girl. I am going to handle it. She shook it off. And that was the beginning of their problem. The last time...
I don't have problem in that very place. I don't have problem in that. The woman did a very 100% right. But because like you now, you are married, myself I'm married. But when the woman will still come back again and deny on top of my bed, inside my room, and come out today to say it.
He didn't deny it. He told the husband to forget it. There's nothing to worry about.
That is, he denied it, bro. He didn't tell you. Did he tell your husband?
No. I do give a slack to the woman in this place. The reason I say that I understand why she did that is this. Don't forget, the husband and this man have a relationship. The woman does not have a relationship with this man. The husband brought this woman into this man's life. Akpabio must have been a help to the man in the past. The woman used maturity. I don't want to spoil this relationship. I can manage my toto. This man is not going to see it. I can manage myself. I don't need to spoil what is existing. I can push this guy away and handle the business as a professional. I don't see anything wrong with it, I'm afraid.
My brother, the thing is spoiled today now.
No. It will spoil because she refused to succumb to the demand. And the man has made it clear in the Senate floor what is happening. At one point, this woman stand up to talk. Akpabio told the woman, this is not a clubhouse. sit down, and this is not a clubhouse. Akpabio also told the woman she was shocked that the first day they swore this woman in, the second day the woman raised a motion. That it is not usual for people that sworn in to raise a bill the next day. But the woman came with a business on the floor. The woman know her right. For me, as an advocate of women's rights, I don't think the lady is wrong. I want to ask you a question. If you go out today with your wife's friend and in the dance floor, let's say attending a wedding or a party, and your wife's best friend, who is also senior your wife, have money than your wife, who your wife benefit from, and you know it. You love your wife. You know they've been coming as a friend. You are the stranger. Your wife and this man and this woman have known each other before you came into the marriage. If you're on the dance floor and the woman scratch your hand, you know what that means when the woman scratch your hand?
Yes, I know.
If a woman scratch your hand and call you handsome, would you go home and tell your wife? Or do you handle it?
The woman scratched my hand, I'll go home. No, I cannot go home and tell my wife. But if the woman open mouth and tell me, you understand? And my wife is aware. My wife now said,
your wife is not sure. Your wife is not sure of what she saw.
But it doesn't show of what I saw. But my wife now asked me what happened.
I really want women. I am inviting women on our TikTok to come because this is talk that I really want women to have a say.
Yes.
This is because for women, we can be very egoistic in analyzing it in the right way. For me, if I go out with my wife and my wife's best friend or whatever, which my wife actually introduced me to, scratch my hand, I just know who this woman is. I can take her bet, I can reject it, and I move on.
Exactly.
And in most cases, that woman can turn up hating me because she don't know whether I have told my wife, because I have now know her weaknesses. Whenever this woman is in front of my wife, this woman know that I know she's fake.
Yes.
So it can spoil a relationship between me and that woman because that woman doesn't want me in presence of her anymore because I've rejected her advances. I totally understand that Natasha did not speak. She managed the situation well. But the price of rejecting Akpabio was bigger. Akpabio began to humiliate her in the Senate floor, shut her down, change her seat, never allow her to raise any bill, remove her from committees.
This is a Natasha issue, bro, sir. We should dip in. We should dip in, bro. We can, because yes, he's a woman. He have his own right. He said everything, but we should dip in. Let me tell you, Mr. Ben, if my wife come to my house, you come to your house and you talk to my wife, and my wife come back and tell me, I say, look at this guy. Do you know I can allow my wife to come to your house? I can even allow you and my wife to move because I know my wife is sincere. I know that I trust my wife. But do you know that if I find out and my wife never open mouth and tell me, I will not trust my wife. There is something within this Natasha and Akpabio before this time.
I'm afraid.
Maybe the woman is trying to avoid this thing. So, but let me leave it there, my brother. Thank you.
I want to bring George. George, have you been listening? And also, okay, let me bring Drizzy. Drizzy has been here. George, hold on a second. Drizzy, what do you think about this, please? If Drizzy is not there, then George, go ahead, please.
Okay, sorry.
No, Drizzy is back. George, hold on there. Drizzy, go ahead. What do you think the woman should have done?
The thing is, because that's how I was, initially when we spoke about this, I was like, it is something that you have to be very careful, especially when this woman thing is involved, because for the woman to be coming out now to say all these things is that she already knows she's a senator. We have to put that in mind. She's not just a normal human. If the MD of the MD that gave him an accusation, that one doesn't even have the platform compared to the platform this senator has. What the senator said is going to be heard by both, from the president to the vice president,
everywhere. It's a shaking.
Good. So for her to have permit me to use the word, for her to have the balls,
audacity, or the audacity,
is not just good. So it's not just her saying it because just like Bisco was asking that why didn't she come all this while? Why is it? Is that you need to understand that people that have attained that level of power and affluence, they don't just talk. They wait for an opportunity that when they talk, their voice will carry the weight of the power and the affluence they possess. So she's speaking now and she's speaking then is two different things. If she has spoken then, it would have died down way before, less than...
My brother, she was just elected. They just elected her. It's not even up to 1 month.
Thank you. Exactly. So, but now, her speaking up, the amount of forces behind her, because there are already people that have picked sides. They already know who Akpabio is a little bit now. They know who Natasha is. She's somebody that even fought her way to the Senate. It's not like she got it out of roses and everything. So with her coming out, I understand that, okay, why because what Bisco is bringing about is family matters. And you should understand that billionaires don't handle family feuds the way we handle them.
Yeah, they think about business first.
Thank you. Exactly. Their minds are already tuned. So this thing she's doing now is more in her favor than Akpabio. The only thing Akpabio can either come to do, he has limited options. Unlike her, she has more options than him.
Somebody pay money for
Mr. George, go ahead, please. Can you? I know you've been listening. I really want to hear your input on this topic. Do you think the woman should have reported to the husband? Do you think she should have raised alarm immediately it happened? Do you think she handled it well up to now?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ben. Let's forget about her status in the society. I'm talking as normal human beings now, you and I, daily lives, no? What she did is recommendable.
Thank you.
By not telling her husband at that moment. She prevented, listen, there's many people that be under 6 feet today, some men. Some of them go through this platform this way. Your wife, somebody told your wife something, you really, because I love you, I told him, boom, you carry cutlass, zack, and off you go. You understand? So the woman loved her husband so much, and she's ready to protect that man. Because if she have opened up to this man, even after that place, this man's reaction might take another dimension that will be drastic. Let's not forget, the person we are talking about is number 3 citizen of the nation. You know the power he has. So for me, this woman, she's one of a kind. To stand her ground, even up in midst of all the power that this man possesses, she still stood her ground. Say, you see this way they ask, you no go see her. And you see this way they fight for, I must get her. She's a strong woman. So Mr. Bisco, sorry, I'm not trying to paint you something, but I'm trying to let you know that she did the right thing. 100%. She did the right thing. She saved that man's life and saved everything they hate.
And save businesses up to
yes,
a lot of enmity would have happened.
Because look at today's at her rise. The other woman is that says she's a labor woman or blah blah blah. She is even supporting the man. Her own gender. So top more or less say if she exploded that day.
We've been live now for the last 2 hours, 30 minutes, and we've been calling women. You think they are not passing through this platform?
They are, but that is the problem.
You think women are not passing through this?
Honestly, they don't love it, because if they love themselves, after this Arise news, by now I was looking at TV. If I will see uprise from everywhere by the women. Because this is number 3 citizen of the nation, excuse me. If it's in the US or in a developed nation, it's game over for him.
And then there's antecedent. Last year, this man told, thank you so much, Tracy, for the gift. Last year, this man told this senator. Hold on, Ibesco. Last year, this man told.
The last word you used just now, people have been game over.
Ibisco, hold on, please. Last year, Akpabio told the woman, this is not a clubhouse. This incident happened in December. Sometime in April, Akpabio told the woman, this is not a clubhouse. Take your seat.
Yeah, because he didn't get what he was looking for.
He didn't get what he wanted. This year again, tried to chase the woman out of the chamber and asked men to stand up and go and push her out.
Can you imagine the humiliation?
And say, throw her out. I mean, who dare you to say you want to throw an elected official like you out of the Senate?
That is the problem. You can understand where the woman's anger is. And you change her seat, and it's like beating a child and asking him not to stop, to cry.
This
you
is.
Change her seat, and she knows her right.
Thank you.
She's a lawyer. She's a lawyer. She knows her right.
It was bullying, intimidation that Akpabio is applying. And this is not the first time. Something happened in Rivers State the other time when Niger Delta NDDC director also accused Akpabio of telling her sexy and approaching her and saying you want to knock her. This is not the first time.
Yeah, this is not the first time, but I think this is the end of it for him. If Nigeria is a nation,
Akpabio need to step out. That is the call. Ibisco, hold on there. Let me bring Daddy in. Daddy, go ahead, please.
Okay. Good morning from this side. God bless you all.
Good morning.
My honorable host.
My brother, go ahead.
Thank you. My only little submission over this thing is that, in fact, I am just, let me say, I'm by the side of George. Mr. George, you have said my mind. Oh, I don't really have anything to say. You see, all of us, most of us were married, we are matured, we have families, and our wives, they read us more than we do to ourselves. As a man, your wife will tell you that I know you better than your mother that gave out to you. You will be shocked hearing your wife telling you this because she's the person you have spent a lot of times with her, and you are going to spend the rest of your life with her. And she understood every bit of your actions, your wants, your dislikes, in fact, everything about you. When to react and when not to react. The things you take common, the things you take as common, and the things you will never take for granted. And the situation of Natasha and Akpabio, I want to tell you categorically that woman is a woman among the women. In fact, it's a woman of virtue. In fact, that's why I kept on telling people that there's the difference from going, as in the difference between one being educated and one having knowledge or wisdom. What the woman did, it was an application of wisdom. She applied wisdom when she noticed that if she go this way, things will fall apart. Listen to her conversation very, very well. She made a comment which I picked it up from there. She said that having known, as in knowing fully well that it was her day. It was her day. Remember, you can imagine a situation whereby you're having fun with your wife, celebrating her.
And it was Akpabio that invited them over to Akwa Ibom.
Good and fine. An issue like this coming up, whereby maybe your wife will not be standing in the middle. Instead of celebration, there will be tug of war. So she applied wisdom when necessary. I want to come back to Akpabio's issue. You know, there are some men that are loosed. I had such my wife once told me something, and I laughed over it because I know the person I got married to, and traditionally wise, she's from a place where a woman doesn't mess up. Likewise, me, and she having trusted, having used such a kind of a strong trust for me. She decided to voice out something to me. She whispered to me, see, this, and I laugh over it. I say, and what did you say? She told me openly. These were her reactions. You understand? I will both laugh over it. But let me tell you something. Just as Mr. George said, that woman saved a situation that maybe might have ended up bloody. Because let me tell you something. What you need to know, it's not every man that will look at whatever, will look back or will check whatever you have done, whether you acquire part of the kingdom, the part of heaven for him. When it comes to when you try to mess with his wife, he will forget everything at that moment and go straight up to deal with you without looking at even the law or whatever of the land. The person will deal with you, and some of them will make sure that you go 6 feet, because their wives are part of their lives. Mm-hmm. So for you to tread upon their lives, they won't take it lightly with you. So the woman, having known the husband where, she decided to put everything under control by saying, honey, forget about it, everything is under control. Simple as ABCD. And as a man that trusted his wife, because as a man too, you know your wife better than any other person outside.
And then the reason, I believe that the reason why that man was asking, she can feel the tension in his wife's head, you know, and then that's why he asked, "Is everything okay? What did he tell you?"
Apart from that, Mr. Ben, the man knows who this man is.
Yeah, they know.
He knows who he is. That was why he asked the wife, "What did that man tell you?" You understand? Like said, the woman now opened up to him immediately. Check out what will happen now.
Okay, now come to look at it. Another statement she made there. She said that when Akpabio said that to her, she freed herself, as in withdrawing her hands from Akpabio's hand, out of shock. You can imagine a situation where maybe as a little kid, you are holding a kid, you are taking a walk on the street, and the mother is coming behind, and all of a sudden the kid just draw back and fling your hand out of her.
And the mother will clock something is wrong. Mm-hmm.
Yes, the mother will. In fact, immediately the mother will try to know what actually happened, and that was exactly what the man sensed. Let's forget about whether the man had it or not. The man, I'm not sure, because the woman said that the husband was on call. The husband was making call and following them, giving them a space.
Space as a new senator and a senate president in his residence.
Good and fine. So at least maybe they are discussing, they may have some official discussion as they are moving forward. The man was coming behind, giving the wife and the Akpabio such respect. And Akpabio now sees that opportunity to voice out that evil before the woman. And out of shock, the woman displayed that shock, and the husband noticed it. And that was the reason why the husband was trying to know what actually happened, having known the wife he married to. So he was trying to figure out already as a man, he has already known who Akpabio is. So for you someone to say that, what happened? Why is it that you are bringing that in now? I want to tell you there is difference between maturity and academic know-how. Do you understand me? There is difference between one being educated and one having wisdom.
I think the woman display excellent crisis management in that place.
Thank you.
100%.
Thank you. So even me as a man, in fact, as a man, I want to stand by the side of the woman.
Thank you.
I am standing with the woman.
We are all standing with the woman. We are all standing with the woman. We are all standing with the woman.
For her to have managed, for her to be able to manage such ugly situation at that particular moment, she's a woman indeed. So I am standing by the side of George and supporting Natasha 100%, that she did a wonderful job. But one last thing I want to tell you, that our people say 100 days for the thieves,
And one day for the owner.
One day for the owner. I think this thing is not what Akpabio did. It's not the first time. Natasha has never been the first woman that he has been trying to, or he has done so.
There's a history. There's a history of Akpabio promiscuity in Nigeria. We know it, and he is epitome of what we don't want in our position of power, such as the third person to the president.
Good and fine. And you know, this kind of a thing, if it is actually, you know, is forbidden, especially in the side of Nigeria, which is called the Northern Nigeria. So if Akpabio as a person sitting in the midst of the Northern senators and such a thing is coming up, I want to let you know that the days of reckoning are always at hand. It depends on how you play your card in a society. I think the man has beaten more than he could chew, and the hour is at hand, and this is the right time. I want to let you know, whatever, no matter, the journey of 1 million miles begin with what? A step. So this is it. The day of reckoning has come. Akpabio must answer this.
Akpabio called the woman Supreme Court senator last week.
No problem. He can call her so many names. You can imagine, I heard it very clearly when he was telling the woman that this is not a nightclub.
Hey.
How can you say such to an elected senator who was brought in by the people just like you, because you are made the head of the chamber?
Tinubu must do something about this.
Telling this woman that Senate the chamber was not a nightclub. So the thing is that, let me end here. I want to finally say that Akpabio's matter must be looked in. Somebody said that if it was in a Western world, I'm telling you, if it is like a place like where we live here in Canada, by now, Akpabio will not even near the chamber to preside over anything. He will be put on hold.
It's harassment. What are Nigerian women doing?
No, this is what is called sexual harassment.
I'm telling you now, women, they hate their. We would have thought what man do, man. Their own 9 was past.
It is what is called sexual harassment.
Immediately after
If you go to dating page now where they are doing matchmaking, they fool there. Match make me. I need a husband. You need senses.
Which husband they need person to help them pay bills.
This is sexual harassment that Nigeria must rise up to look into, because a number 3rd person in Nigeria,
that's
unacceptable.
Daddy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dad. I go ahead, George. You still have something to say before I bring you all in, or do you want me to bring him in?
I'm not bringing us back, but this situation of Akpabio now, and this woman Natasha, is it not the same thing? Nedu and VDM. Why can't VDM now take this matter up?
We are waiting for that.
Okay, but you bring in the video down. Somebody that is struggling to make impact in the society.
Please, one more thing. Sorry, I want to comment on what somebody said here before I leave. Sorry.
Yes.
Somebody was saying that why now? I heard somebody say
it was Ibisco that said why now.
Good and fine. You see, it's because of this, my brother, that mentioned the Nedu and the
VDM.
Something the VDM was displaying on camera, showing people the SMS, the text message, and the voice note, the conversation between him and Nedu, that he snubbed Nedu about maybe it should be 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. You understand? Now, if you want to ask that question, you will not ask VDM. You as a supporter, ask VDM, why now? When Nedu was doing all this thing, why didn't you come out to display, to show to people, Nedu is texting you, sending you a message, and you don't like to have anything to do with Nedu. You don't want to be his friend. You don't want Nedu to see you. You don't want. Why bringing it now? Because there is always time to speak. Time to act.
I think in the reason why this particular matter is quite different from what VDM and Nedu encounter is this. VDM own has no iota of what do you call it, like service in it. It's personal. Yes. The reason I say this that is personal. When Nedu met a VDM and said, when all these small girls come to me to look for job, I knock them and I make them famous. Now me make this one famous. Every one of us know that is sexual harassment. That's exactly what Akpabio is doing. If indeed Nedu said that. But when Nedu told VDM, as a VDM, as a wise person that he claimed to be, and as a societal changer, change maker that he is, he should have picked it immediately like, well, really? Really? So all these guys, you're taking advantage of them and release the information, or even come on his platform and say, some of these influencers are also taking advantage of vulnerable young girls that are looking for opportunity from them. That yesterday, one of my friends whom I respect says something like this, and I'm totally disappointed. I'm going to cover your name, and I hope it doesn't happen again. That would have been a big change, right?
Yes, sir.
But yes, sir. What VDM did, VDM kept that information in his pocket, knowing how dangerous that information is, and waited and still continue having a chat with Nedu, having a phone call with Nedu, having a relationship with Nedu, until a common enemy of his went to Nedu's platform. Then he said, I got you. You won't say things like this. So I believe that is a blackmailing, and that cannot be compared with this particular case.
No, Akpabio matter is that the game is over. Akpabio, the battle line is drawn between him, Nigerians, and the activists. Now I am seeing the battle between him and Berekete family.
And then in that battle, how many of you see that VDM has side pedaling on this one? Last week, when that woman was chased out of the chamber, the woman came out and spoke and said, this is what I say on the chamber. The video is there to say the woman was basically reading an article and insisting on the business of the day that Akpabio cannot chase her out of the chamber without referring her to the ethics committee on that particular day. When VDM came out, VDM called the woman gross misconduct, that the woman commit a serious crime. Up to today, I'm waiting to ask, which crime has the woman committed? VDM people and his followers have not been able to give to me. And I've said it already on this platform before. Sorry, sir. I've said it on this platform before that VDM is an agent of the government and he can build as many boreholes as possible. Every eye that have ear can see what we're all seeing. Government have their media and VDM is one of them. Don't be deceived. Time will tell.
Can VDM define what is misconduct? You know, we have misconduct, but when it has become gross misconduct, can he define it?
He doesn't. Yes, sir. Mr. George, go ahead.
To support your motion on this last words you made now, I've been saying this 10 times with that number. People are saying this guy is this, blah, blah, blah. I gave you guys a lifeline. Let me put it that way. 2027 will determine who this guy is working for. Is it that he's working for the government or he's working for the people? 27 will determine, because all this he's doing now, he's building ball, like the other guy said last time, he's building ball in all those communities. Don't be surprised that with the people backing him up or that sent him, they got the vote from there. Because he can't tell me that if he builds a ball in your village and tomorrow he comes and says, vote for Mr. Ben, people will not listen to him. They will. Because the government has weaponized poverty. So 2027 will determine who he is working with.
And I keep telling people, sir, let me just elaborate this point, because this has spontaneous. A lot of you guys come to know me in the last few weeks because of the way I've been taking on VDM situation and his media empire that he's using to suppress Nigerians. A lot of people think, oh, Mr. Ben, you hate VDM. I said, no, I don't hate VDM. I love freedom of information. I like the ability to be able to analyze issue without fear or intimidation from anybody. I have told Nigerians already that VDM is an agent disguised as a humanitarian, disguised as online police, and at most VDM is a blackmailer. And I've made it clear, and I'm putting my chest on it. I've received insult, accolade, and all over, but I'm still standing my ground. And I will repeat myself again. VDM is working for the state for one agenda and one agenda only: distract Nigerians. As close to the election, you will see he's already come out. VDM have came out already and told Nigerians Tinubu's son is good to go to be governor of Lagos State. And he said, I will put in my chest, I will campaign for him, I will support him. Many people cannot see that. I said it again, and El-Rufai said it last week, that Labour Party has been completely finished. Labour Party where P2B contested, even P2B will not be able to say which party he contested under right now. We don't have PDP, we don't have APC, and we currently don't even have Labour Party. We don't have PDP or Labour Party. We have APC in power, and they control the media. And that is why you are seeing this influence that is coming from VDM. It's not ordinary. Yesterday, he came out and he announced that he got 50 million from one person in Niger Delta. Who is that person that will just put his hand in pocket and give you 50 million for a project that we don't even know? No article, no memorandum of understanding, just an NGO that have no headline. And when you talk about it, some people will come to you and say he's building well, he's building borehole. I look at them and I'm like, do you know how many boreholes some people have built and you don't hear about it? The reality of VDM will be unfolding. The Nigerian people, it will be before then. Nigerian people will be assured. I have never get it wrong. I've always been on my platform like this for the last 8 years, and I advocate for what I know to be fair. About 2 years ago, there was a guy called Njele in Nigeria. Njele was doing what VDM is doing now. Njele travel with police and say every ruder Christians. I had a program with Njele on Zoom on Prime View TV London. I look at Njele. I say, Njele, you're working for the police or they are using you. I say, by the time they finish using you, they will lock you up and throw away the key. When Buhari government finish using him, they locked him up and throw the key away. This is going to almost 1.5 years now. Njele is locked up, no trial, nothing. So VDM own it will happen. He's being used and people cannot see it. We are outside. We don't live in Nigeria where intimidation can take place. And that is why I'm encouraging Nigerians in diaspora to adopt this platform where our voice in diaspora can be echoed. Last year alone, Nigeria in diaspora removed back to Nigeria $28 billion. We have a say. Our properties are there. Our mothers are there. Our families are there. If they can cancel medias in Nigeria, they are not able to cancel us. I need your voice on this platform. Intelligent communities of Nigerians in diaspora.
We mount, worship you.
Can I say something, Mr. Bell?
Go ahead, Mr. Stan.
Yeah, let me take it step by step. I'm just going to become some point on what our brothers have said earlier. You talked about why ladies are not here today, insulting, because most of them always come in this light.
Hold on a second. Somebody's trying to hold on a second. Mr. Yusuf, I know you're trying to connect, but your microphone is not connected. Check your mic and then you can connect back again. Your mic is not connected. Usman, your mic is not connected. Usman Goodness on YouTube, your mic need to be connected. You are fine. I can see you, but you don't have a feed from your microphone. Check again and reconnect. Go ahead, Mr. Stan.
Yeah, we talked about women today, the agenda, who they were, Solomon are oppressing. None of them are here to respond. Do you know why? Ask me why.
Why, sir?
Because if many of them, if they're in that position, they will accept.
Yes, they will quickly take it. Yes.
They will accept Akpabio. 100%. So many of them are even like, this woman, you don't know what you're doing. You get me? Many of them are not happy about it. So that's why you can't see enough of them talk about it. Two, when one of our brothers who left talked about digging borehole from VDM, nobody's against what VDM is. Some things he's doing, some. You understand? In a situation where he's trying to help some Nigerians do 1 or 2 things, help them to recover money, in everything, after everything, who's gonna be the ones to hold accountable for them to go against the person? It's the government. I haven't seen any crime, anything that VDM do by himself. He take a document to court or to police to get the person arrested, to get justice for the person who complained to him. That is why we say that the problem starts from the root. We have to go from the root. When you talk about borehole, do you know how many individuals who build borehole in their houses and tell people to come and fetch water? So building borehole is not for me. It's not the ultimate, because this is something that individual has been doing for years. You understand? But when you talk, people feel like, oh, you are against VDM or you don't like. You are not against him 100%. No. You understand? But because we are not in a civilized country, here is not a place where if somebody will come and tell you everything and you accept yes, you must ask questions. The problem in Africa is that we don't ask questions. Do you believe?
Of course. We don't have logic. We don't have logic thinking.
We must ask critical questions. We must be a critical thinker. You understand? I always tell people that you, Ben, if you're not 100% against VDM, but you must question him in some things.
Yes.
So yeah, that's my case.
Thank you. I'm just trying to get somebody to come on YouTube. Anybody can have their say now while I sort out the YouTube voice. Let me bring the king in. The king, you are there? The king, are you there? Hello, the king.
Greetings.
Greetings. There's music coming on that ground. I think your children are playing. If you can turn that music up, then we can hear you. Thank you.
Greetings, Mr. Ben.
Good greetings to you, my brother. Go ahead. You've been hearing what we are discussing, sir.
Mr. Ben.
Yes, sir.
Ben, I want to tell you, I also want to chip some word in this conversation going on now. Understand?
Yes, sir.
I have never said something wrong about VDM, if I may say this. Understand? Because
first of all, have you been listening?
Wait.
No.
Wait,
I want you to stop. There's a conversation we are having about Senator Akpabio. Have you been listening to that?
No, I've never been in that conversation.
Okay, you just want to talk about what you know about VDM. Go ahead and have your say, sir.
No, based on what is going on now, understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
If you talk about this guy in VDM, man, I think if we can get that kind of guy, like 2 or 3, we can make difference in that country, Nigeria, because Nigeria is really civilized, but the problem we have in Nigeria is corruption. Let's tell ourselves the truth, bro. Understand? Let's tell ourselves the truth. Nigeria now is the country that I see that someone may stand now to be reality at the beginning. But when people see the person and the gravity that he come with, understand? They will go behind to give a corruption mind into him. That's the problem we're having in Nigeria. Understand what I'm saying? If you see this guy VDM now, yes, he have tried to many people, even in government. The problem that we have in Nigeria, we have bad governments in Nigeria. Understand? Which that nobody cares. And the VDM now, this guy now. Hello, are you with me?
We are listening to you. Go ahead.
Understand? VDM now, why I like the guy, he never do anything behind or anything secret. I understand. He will always be open in whatever he's doing with clear evidence. That's what I'm saying.
I'm listening to you.
Nigeria is only killing ourselves by corruptions. Things happening in that country is not the way it needs to be. Understand? People are saying VDM doing this, VDM doing that. In my own self, I don't see anything bad that guy is doing.
Sorry, can I stop you? Can I stop you there, please? You said we need more somebody like VDM.
Yeah.
Like, how many do you think we need?
Bro, maybe even that, look, let me tell you now, somebody like VDM, like maybe if you can find them like 3 or 4. Understand? Because why I'm saying this, brother, why I'm saying this, like, we need to stop all this corruption, lack of corruption going there.
So how is he stopping corruption? Can you tell me? Is he stopping Akpabio? Do you think? Hold on, sir. Hold on. Oh God, the king.
Yeah, bro.
I want to learn from you, and I want you to learn from me. Now,
Yes,
if
brother.
we have like 4 VDM now, one is doing well, one is doing borehole, one is collecting money that people are owing people. Do you think that is stopping corruption?
Not the matter of doing borehole, collecting money, I understand, but there's something they call realities, brother.
What is the kind of reality you are talking about?
Right, I'm talking about now. If you come to Nigeria government now, in the Nigeria system government now, things going in there now. Like somebody like VDM now. When you come to VDM now about you having problem.
Mr. Ben.
Yes, sir. Mr. George, go ahead, sir. I think we don't have any point from there, unfortunately.
Yeah, about this thing I want to talk to the fifth phone. I've been observing one thing. Each time I come to this platform, and which there's other platform too. Each time you ask these VDM followers a simple question of A or Olu, they will turn around like Baba Chia. Why is it so?
Because you cannot answer what you don't know.
Now, wow, and you're still putting head here. Simple question, yes or no?
You see, VDM followers, they are like VDM. They are not straightforward. And he said that if we have 4 of VDM in Nigeria, all 4 people.
I said, what would they be doing? What would be the job of 4 VDM?
We can't have 4 of VDM. Let me tell you something. VDM is corrupt. I'm sorry to say this.
They don't know.
Taking a corrupt proceeds from the corrupt politician to manipulate the society in the name of NGO helping hands. In fact, it's a systematic corruption.
So they want 10 VDM to be blackmailing everybody in Nigeria.
Yes. So I used to tell VDM supporters that one thing they fail to understand is that VDM supporters should understand that VDM is a kind of person that is like a green snake under green grass. He has no friend. Know that you are following him. Have a crash with VDM tomorrow. Being his best friend, he will come out and start blackmailing you left and right. VDM is in fact, VDM, I call him political attack dog.
He is.
That is it.
Okay, let me give you Nigerians a chance, sir. Now, the story is out now. Natasha Akpoti have come out to accuse a Senate president of harassment, sexual harassment. I want you guys to watch the next reaction of VDM. And open your ear when you will see it. In the next 48 hours, VDM will bring evidence against one private individual out.
To dissuade the public.
And it will be heavy. I give in the next 72 hours. In short, I reduce it to 48 hours. There will be more evidence against somebody. There will be a story that VDM will spin in the next 48 hours. Because this story you are seeing, this is a story that changed a leadership of the Senate. And their media houses are going to jump into action. And number one media house they have at the moment is Very Dark Man.
Sir, I was expecting that supporter, VDM supporter, to say that we need like to have at least 3 of Berekete family in Nigeria. I'm a Musa.
Hold on, sir. I would like you to talk. Somebody, Osakporo, one Osakporo from TikTok said, have we moved from Natasha to VDM? Osakporo, I do understand that many of you guys are incapable of understanding the conversation we are having here. I do understand, because it is very, very important to recognize that many of you are weak in logical thinking, and using the word daft to describe some of you followers of VDM is an understatement. According to VDM, he said you people are stupid. That's what he said, that including his follower when he made that statement. So I am not going to downgrade the word daft to describe some of your comment on the comment section, but I do want you to understand that this platform is not for you guys. You're not going to make me to take the comment away, but it is getting to the level now where you people think you can change the narrative of a story that is so obvious to portray. Stay away from this platform. You cannot be here. It's not healthy for you. Our ideology on this platform is not personal. Our mission is to systematically speak. Currently, we don't have opposition in Nigeria. We don't have PDP. We don't have Labour. In short, I can't even say we have APC. We have oligarchs who have hijacked the power and they are doing what they want. And the victims are people like you that are commenting on the comment section. As you can see me, I look good. I eat well. I have electricity. I have internet. My kids are safe. That cannot be said about you. But don't worry. Government will give you more VDM. Clap for yourself. Sorry about that for taking your time, Daddy. Go ahead, sir.
No problem. I just want to appreciate you. You just made a comment here that there is no APC. In fact, there's no political party in Nigeria. What we are seeing now is
you know what we are seeing is Baba Sokwe.
Thank you. It's like a military junta. I don't just understand because if you look at it, even in APC, Ganduje that was brought by Tinubu, in fact, against the other person, is a talk of war in APC. APC governors in the north, they are saying that they are not with APC, they are not with Tinubu, they are not with Tinubu. So what is happening in Nigeria right now is just do you know what this Berekete family is doing? In fact, what Berekete family is doing is almost, in fact, what you are doing right now in this platform, because your platform is a kind of platform whereby I don't really know. Because you know why most of them are not always coming here because of, in fact, your stance alone is just like, almost like Berekete family. You are an activist. You are not just a kind of person that comes on social media to talk bullshit and bully people and talk rubbish. You try to make points, create points out of pointless comments. You try to direct people and in fact, your ideologies are different from most of the people that are hosting platforms that have been seen on social media. So as I see, don't be distracted. All these VDN, the supporters here and there, they are ranting up and down. They are just so. In fact, VDN in person, I call him an agent of distraction in our society.
Daddy, Mr. Daddy, sorry, if they go far, I don't ask questions here. If you want to deal with this supporter, just ask them simple question. They'll be running up and down like Baba Chia.
They will tell you about borehole. Their whole conclusion is based on a borehole. I've never seen anything like that in my life. So it can. Let me tell you something. You often hear that the government distribute 1 million or 300,000 or 300 million to Nigerian people. The government of APC have a standby over 10,000 people on different WhatsApp group and ready to attack anybody, and those people get money every month. Yesterday, somebody called from Holland and insult me tired. Another person was watching. A day before yesterday, another person was watching when that guy was insulting me. When he finished, the person that was watching, who happened to know him in Holland there, wrote me on TikTok and said, that guy that came, he's on a scholarship from APC government. I have the message here. And I was wondering why this guy is always coming to my platform to attack me. His friend wrote me, say he's on a scholarship, that he's just working for what they are paying him for. So I'll be streaming like this, and we'll be making sense. They will come. You will just be hearing nonsense. Your papa, your mama, you are jealous. You are jealous. I'm like, hold on.
As an attack dog.
Hey, I'm like, and then they will go to the topic that make no sense. Look at the guy that came up now, the king. The king, you can see, I'm sorry to tell you, the king, the four wall of school, and the king live in Europe. The four wall of classroom, that guy have never seen it.
But you know, the school no pass through.
The school no pass through him. Europe no pass through him. Their biggest benefit is social media, Facebook and TikTok. And when they are there, they don't have their own thinking. Whatever anybody say is where they land their opinion. And this is very dangerous.
Gabriel, sorry to cut you. I asked somebody yesterday, the day first. I said, this guy gets information every time he meets.
You are sure we're gonna be talking.
Get this information. Of course, if you get information from somebody, even the CIA and blah blah blah, they will pay some things to get that information. That information he got through, by all means, is part of corruption.
He said, I have informat in all of the departments in Nigeria. That's what he told you yesterday.
Yes, I watched it. I was shocked.
Now, sorry, Mr. George, I want you to hold on there. The video, what you are going to hear is me about 4 years ago. 4 years ago. This is me 4 years ago. Passionately talking about the way forward. So this platform did not start because of VDM of last year. We've been coming. And that's why I'm encouraging you guys to take this serious. This is your platform. We don't have fun. We have people that are logical, that gather on a platform to express exactly how they are feeling. Because sometimes you hear a story from Nigeria, it looks like you are watching a football, you wanted to kick your friend to see the football. Did you see that? You are angry because it doesn't make any sense for you. Now, this is the platform where we'll have that intellectual conversation. We might not get it wrong all the time, but we are ready to move forward with our voices. We'll be critical. We'll be unbiased. We will not be discriminatory against any tribes, but we will share the blame to every tribes and we will share the praises to everyone. What VDM is doing is silencing people, and his supporters are good at that. They are silencing TV stations. They are silencing media houses. Blogs are afraid to post any video being critical of VDM.
Sorry to cut, we are going for our Nedu here. He has sent him to South Africa. You can imagine. After you say people should come home and invest. How do we in diaspora should come home and invest? Under what atmosphere? This time.
Listen to this, guys. This was 4 years ago. Welcome to Ben Samuel Show. Today we're going to be talking about the public hearing of House of Rep on the treaties and the protocols of the contract the transport minister signed. And today we're going to be discussing about it. I'll also play some clip for you, the audios of what transpires in that meeting. I'll be playing it for you to actually understand where we're talking about. The person that is on the topic today is Minister Amaechi, the Minister of Transport of Federal Republic of Nigeria. So these are the issues concerning the contract that he has signed with Chinese government, who a lot of people are now finding to have a lot of lapses in them. I think the contract Nigeria has been very much shortchanged in the areas of that. If you remember, I'm one of the people that has been shouting in this country that I have been come to Ben Simon. This was 4 years ago. All of the contract Amaechi signed for the railway, where is it today? When people are working when I was doing this in jail, they were working for Tinubu, for Buhari. And I told them that time, I said, you people are working for this government. You have a media house, you have a voice, and you decided to be using it to favor government policy that is anti-people, and you're building borehole for them. They say we should have more VDM. I cannot even understand how stupid can somebody sound. Mr. Ben, we don't support you. We are not gifting you because you are not supporting VDM. Your followers are reducing. And I'm looking at them. I'm like, you even have time to count how many people is leaving. Please. I'd rather have 1,000 people or even 500 than to have 100,000 that are fools, that don't have their own mind.
Yeah, joblessness. Just that they count another person followers.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Say you they work 8 hours, 16 hours. Where will you have the time to come and count Ben's followers?
That, do you know one funny thing? One funny thing is that I was in Nigeria last year. I traveled to my wife's grandmother's.
After.
So I was traveling from Abuja to Asaba. Driving from Lokoja to Okene, from Okene to Okbela.
That's okay. Okene is my hometown.
Good and fine. From Okene to Auchi, where Boa Cement is, I was like wondering if this place is actually, is part of Nigeria. I said, what sort of underdevelopment is this? Underdevelopment, I mean to say. I said, what sort of underdevelopment is this? I was going and going and going. And something ministered to me, we were discussing the other day on a particular platform. People were like, video supporters, they were like attacking and ranting and chanting and this and that. I said, what is expected of VDM, who came from Edo State, from Niger Delta precisely? It's expected that VDM should have been the one in charge, as in taking charge, by calling out his own state government, the people in authority, pointing out, because in Orome, Okbela, all these places, they don't have water to drink. They don't have access to water. If you travel, if you know Orome very well, you know Edo State very well. You know they use this in reservoir. All their houses, you are from Okene, you should know better.
I know.
They buy water from January to December. They don't have access
and you see Aboki everywhere bringing water to people.
Water, they don't know the source of water. In fact, any kind of water. These people are suffering. They are in bondage. They don't have anything. I was wondering if this so-called video, I asked them in that platform, I said, you guys are always emphasizing on because you saw where VDN sink one boy in Meduguri and you are emphasizing. I said, do you know where VDN came from? VDN should have been doing more by calling out the government of Edo State, pointing out and crying. In fact, if I were VDN, I would relocate to Edo State.
Have you ever heard him call Edo State governor out?
He can never. In fact, he has even run away from the state to is hiding in Abuja. Because of what? He has been accommodated by political criminals in Nigeria. And they are using him as a tool to destroy the society. Why the supporters, the foolish supporters are following him with their foolishness. Daft is the name you call them. And as you come to that, Edo State, Orome, precisely, these people, they are suffering. If you see the color of water they are drinking, you will cry. And this is from generation to generation. This guy has never for once like this uttered a word by calling out the senators, the Oshomole, they're calling out all the political classes in his state to do something for his people. He's always attacking where he's not supposed to attack. Trying to enter where he's not invited, where he has not been invited.
That is the power of destruction.
He will go down, and it's very, very soon he will go down. Don't worry. It's a question of time. There's no political attack dog that has ever stand tall forever.
It never happened. It never happened.
How you
right now, I was like asking myself, I said, are you not seeing Sowole? It's a one-man squad.
Let me tell you something. VDM and Berekete TV. VDM don't like Berekete TV. Berekete TV don't want to even hear about VDM on his platform.
Yes.
You know why? Because Berekete TV do never pick a fight with any individual. He pick a fight with the system.
Thank you.
That's what he does. There was recently there was a young lady. Hold on, sir. Recently, there was a young lady that was pied in Abuja. And the guy that pied this young lady distributed the body into 6 bags and prepared it down, wash it and divided it into 6 bags. Decided to carry the head and travel 35 minutes away from where he committed the crime. It is in Abuja. That person was arrested or caught at where he was taking the head to. Which up to now, we don't know where he was taking the head to. The police say they have got their man. Any logical thinking person will know that's not their man. There's more to it than meet the eyes.
Yes.
What makes a man to pie a young lady, take his time to butcher it, wash it, pack it inside 6 bags? I made a video and I called the police out on it. The video is about maybe 500,000 views on TikTok, Instagram, and all that. I was expecting senior advocate of social media, VDM, to call the police out and say, no, this death does not make any sense. We are going to see to the end of it that you guys investigate it further to find out where was this guy taking this head to. He never talked about it. The family now went to Berekete TV. And on the Berekete TV, they told Berekete TV there is no way that guy was not supplying this remain for consumption. That they went to the guy's house, they saw knife, they saw everything, they saw how he prepared. That they are no longer fighting for their daughter. They are fighting and there was a fresh tomato. You know what those tomatoes are? Those tomatoes is when you put the tomato in the bag, you put meat inside it, and then you can deliver it to all the shops. It will look like a delivering tomato.
Yes.
That's what it means. Because they say the guy don't even have a salt in the house. That house look like it's not even where he's sleeping. It's like a butcher house for him. Now you expect a platform like VDM to direct his attention to the police and say, no, this don't make no sense. The way he normally come and analyze things and say, police, this does not make sense. Track this guy phone. Tell us who is this guy supplying this thing to. VDM never did it. I did it. And we get, with our limited platform, we got about 600K view on it. And we are still doing it. But the family went on Berekete TV and laid a serious allegation against Nigerian police of hiding something, of not doing proper investigation. You will expect a human rights activist who is fighting for our freedom to come out and say, Nigerian police, this don't make no sense. The family also make it clear that they are not looking to stop the guy because the guy has been arrested. They are looking to stop people that will be consumed, that will be a victim of this, somebody like this guy in the future. The family also say that, does it mean that the person this guy is supplying the meat to, they will stop buying human meat? They will not stop. They will just change customer
to another supplier.
To another supplier. Why don't they investigate and make sure they get to the root of this matter? You, Berekete TV, lender his voice, interview, call the IGO police, call everybody. You will expect the government Pekin, aka VDM, to join his mouth and talk. Up to today, you have not heard anything from him. As far as he's concerned, he has taken the side of the police. They got their man. May that guy be condemned. That is it. Story ended. In every instant, he's always siding the system. He did it last week on this Natasha Akpoti's own. and I'm sure he will do it today again. This is the Dalai Lama of Nigerian public. And platforms like this are being attacked left and right. And this is why your comment, your voice, if you have to create another account so that these people will not come and start tracking you and be trolling your family, because they are doing it. If you comment good on this platform, they come on your comment section and your personal page and insult you. Imagine how far our people have gone. You guys, we need your voices.
I've been seeing some of them, they will send me friend requests. They will follow me. I will not follow them. Before you know, they will be sending me messages. They love what I say. I look at this one, I say, see, spy.
They are trying to get into your DM. And they are going to a Ghanaian, a lady in Ghana called me in the morning, very early in the morning, and say, Mr. Ben, I got DM from them. They are insulting me. I'm like, I know them. That's why I told you they have over 10,000 WhatsApp group ready for misinformation. They will send a live like this to their WhatsApp group, and when it landed there, that's what they will be doing. They will just start spamming the page. So when Tinubu is saying that he disputed for 700 million to Nigerian youth, those are the youth.
Correct. Isabel, let me allow you guys to continue. My break time is off.
Thank you, Dad. Please, you guys should endeavor to subscribe to the TikTok page. That is only income that we have to sustain the platform. Freedom of information is very, very important. Once you subscribe, all of our intel will be coming to you. You are a priority when you come here. You will jump up and say your say. You have a chance to give us your topic that we will discuss. The subscription support independent media such as us to do what we are doing. We are not shaking yash here. We are not showing boobies to make people to give us gift. We are saying something that will sustain our heritage as Black people. Help us support free media. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
God bless you, sir. Thank you. Sir George. Sir George, thank you so much for joining. I'll be offing now. And for all of you guys on YouTube, we still have 28 people watching us on YouTube. I thank you. My apology, Usman, that you couldn't join. It is a technical problem that is coming from your own side. I hope we'll get to connect again. My platform is available on YouTube. You can watch this program, which is at Mr. Ben on YouTube, and you'll be able to watch it. On TikTok, we'll cut a short clip of it and spread it around. And also, we'll be uploading some of our content on our iTunes, on our podcast session in Spotify, where you can be able to listen to it on demand as you go. And as a subscriber, immediately we upload, you have a chance to listen to it first before anyone else. I thank you for joining us today. God bless.
Thank you very much. See you next time.
Thank you.